Live from Joe IA Stadium on the campus of Louisiana Tech, the LHSAA and Crescent City Sports are proud to present the Allstate Sugar Bowl LHSAA Thursday Night Football Game of the Week. Tonight, the Airline Vikings travel down I-20 to battle the Ruston Bearcats. And a pleasant good evening to you. Ken Trahan joined by the coach, Eric Held. Kate Adams will be along in just a bit. And our thanks to Sadie Rylander for taking care of business here tonight and helping us to sound as good as we possibly can. Sometimes that's a challenge for Eric and I. That said, we're glad to be at IA at the Joe to be able to bring you this intriguing contest tonight at a really nice facility. And Eric, first and foremost, let's talk about why we're here, because Ruston experienced a catastrophic experience earlier this year, and obviously it's changed the dynamic of things in this city, and people have pulled together, and that's part of the reason that this game is being played here as compared to on the campus of Ruston.
No question, Ken. Ruston, a very solid community, showed some great resilience dealing with the tornado that tore through the community back in April. And not only has Ruston High School and Louisiana Tech shared athletic venues, got together and helped with community service in the area, but the town of Ruston, they've got together with the city, and a great relationship between Ruston High School, Louisiana Tech, and the city. And to be able to play here on a Thursday night at a great college facility is tremendous for both schools, their players, their communities.
Well, Connor Killian, a terrific young man, an athlete at Louisiana Tech who was a really fine outdoorsman, track and field guy, and cross-country guy at Archbishop Rummel, received a special award from the Allstate Sugar Bowl this year because of the incredible community service that he started and rallied a bunch of people around just to go clean up and help people to get back on their feet after that happened. And I say that because the Allstate Sugar Bowl, our great sponsor, honors so many people that do great things, and that was a perfect example of a community coming together and a young man that was a student athlete here at Louisiana Tech making that happen. So kudos to him. Football game tonight should be a good one. Airline comes in 2-0. The Vikings have looked very good thus far this year under Bo Meeks. They have a couple of impressive wins. Ouachita Parish, always a good team, beaten by Airline 28-20, and then Union Parish, really good at their level as well, and Airline handled them 36-12. Last year, Airline had its bumps and bruises, 3-7 overall, but that begat this year because this is a veteran team with a ton of seniors, and so far they've played like it.
No question. You mentioned that they defeated Ouachita, a solid 5A program in the opener, and came back and beat Union Parish, who many people out there believe is a team that can make a dome run in Class 3A. Close game at half, came out, scored a touchdown on the opening drive, kind of pulled away from Union Parish. Bo Meeks out to a 2-0 start with the Airline Vikings.
Well, they've got 14 of their 22 players that will play as starters, by and large, that are seniors. So that tells you a little bit about Airline in terms of what to expect in this game. Their quarterback, junior Alex Garcia, is a good one. 34 of 60 for 496 yards, 5 scores on the year, and they can throw it. And, of course, Ravel Young Jr. has been their leading rusher, so it's been a pretty good offensive team.
No question. You're going to see a lot of 10 personnel from Airline on offense, 1 back, 4 receivers. You're going to see them put quarterback Alex Garcia to work, not only throwing the football, but running the football. A lot of quarterback power, a lot of play action, some naked, some boots in the passing game for the Vikings.
And then defensively so far, they've done a pretty solid job as well and have some good players there, most notably the twins, Brandon and Brian Marshall in the secondary are good players.
Yeah, the Marshall twins. Brandon returned the kickoff to begin the game last year against Evangel. Really did a good job helping keep Airline in the game against a tough Evangel program last year. And Brandon has scored just about every way you can. Fumble return, interception return, kickoff return. He'll get some touches on offense periodically, but the Marshall twins are the key to the defense for the Airline Vikings.
Bo Meeks, the head coach at Calvary Baptist after Doug Peterson was, and was a quarterback coach at Ouachita Parish and at Bastrop, and a wide receiver coach at Marshall, Texas previously. As far as Ruston is concerned, no one likes this moniker, but they're probably the best winless team in Louisiana at this point of the season.
No question. A tough opening loss to Neville, who was maybe the second best team in Class 4A behind Carr. Perennial 4A power, 1 point loss in the opener. And then a loss last week to Acadiana. Got down 21-0 to the Rams on the road, and then stormed back with a chance to win the football game in the fourth quarter, falling a touchdown short to Acadiana in week 2.
Jared Baugh, in his third year, 18-8 overall, replaced Brad Laird. He's done a fine job with this program, a legendary program at that. This is a physical team. They're big up front, and they're going to try to beat you physically.
No question. Just walking the sidelines down there on the field in the pregame warm-ups, impressed with the size of Ruston. And Coach Baugh they're going to run power. That is the bread and butter of their offense. They're going to set up their offense off of the power run play, and the Bearcats really hang their hat on that physical style of offense.
DeAndre Griffin, the junior, their leading rusher to this point in the season. Their defense very physical, led by Chop Burks. This guy is a load. He is a tough dude to block.
Saw him down on the field in pregame, physically imposing. He has an offer to Northwestern State, and they believe that more offers will come for Chop Burks.
Ruston has won the toss. They have deferred, so Airline's going to get the ball first, and thus Ruston will kick off. Airline will get the ball first. Ruston will kick off, and Ruston will defend the south goal here at Joe IA Stadium. Airline in their whites, the road uniforms this evening, and Ruston in their all-red look, so a good distinction in colors here as well for this contest. Lights are on to start the game. We're looking forward to seeing what transpires here tonight. It's been an interesting series in recent years. That Ruston's won the last couple of meetings, and Airline's last win was back in 2015. Fans are being asked to rise now in unison and remove their hats as we get set for the playing of our national anthem here this evening from the Joe in Ruston, performed by the Ruston High School Marching Band, our national anthem. Ken Trahan along with Eric L., the third member of our broadcast team, is at field level, and we'll be bringing you some reports throughout the course of tonight's webcast. And she is Kate Adams. And Kate, good evening to you.
Thanks, guys. Well, both of these programs had to face some adversity before this 2019 regular season even got off to a start. I'm going to begin with the home team, the Ruston Bearcats. Earlier this year in April, a big tornado swept through the city of Ruston, basically destroying almost everything in its path, including parts of the Bearcats' home field. So right now, they're playing all their home games right here in Louisiana Tech Stadium, Joe IA Stadium. I'm going to move on to the Airline Vikings. In the last year, their head coach was diagnosed with cancer, and his team rallied around him as he battled through that. Today, Coach Meeks is cancer-free, so let's see how some of this adversity has shaped both of these programs, and we'll see tonight, right now. Back to you guys.
All right, Kate, we look forward to your reports throughout the course of tonight's broadcast. Brandon Marshall and Brian Marshall are deep to receive the kickoff from Caleb Phillips. This game is underway. Kick sails down the middle. It's going to be fielded at the 8-yard line. Marshall to the 15, center of the field, and running out of room and deck before he gets to the 20-yard line. And, of course, we have to distinguish between the two Marshalls. That was Brandon Marshall on the return. And, of course, his twin brother is Brian. And it will be Airline football to get things started. And the Vikings will operate from their own 19-yard line. The Airline offense we'll find out right away about their ability to match the defensive front of Ruston. The quarterback, Alex Garcia, the junior. We'll see Jamal Johnson and Ravel Young at running backs. Wide receivers, Thomas Williams, Daniel Smith, Devin Bilbo, Kevin Pouncey up front. Hayden Howard, Alan Martinez, Jackson White, Damian McDowell, and Craig Ross. Shotgun, first down. Motion into the formation and a speed sweep. Trying to get the corner. Great pursuit by the Ruston defense. That's not happening. Driven straight back, so right away they go laterally, and Ruston is equal to the task. Really good job by Ruston, as it was Aaron Wright making the tackle, as the ball carrier on the play was Kevin Pouncey, and Pouncey was pounced on. Nowhere to go, 2nd and 10.
Yeah, Ken, part of that offense, when you get into doubles formation, 2x2 formations, you'll see from the Airline Vikings on offense, one of their bread and butter plays is speed sweep, and they set up other plays off the speed sweep.
2nd and 10 at the 19. Motion again. Fake it this time. And it breaks down. Flag comes down, probably holding. And the quarterback sacked at the 18. As there for Ruston to collect the sack was Jalen Pettigar, the junior, with 17 tackles coming in. Personal foul, face mask against Airline. So it's against the offense. Probably decline it with the sack, I would think.
Yeah, you'd want to decline it and make it 3rd and 12. When you run 2 snaps on offense, you lose 2. Hey, if you're the head coach of the Ruston Bearcats, decline, make them convert, make them go 12 yards to pick up the
They're
first.
actually going to go back with this, so they're taking the penalty to try to pin them back. So much for coach speak, right?
Absolutely.
What do we know?
No clue.
Put it back to the 7-yard line. So the infraction turns out, make it the 8, 11-yard infraction, where it's going to be 2nd down now from the 8 and 21 yards to go. Run it left tackle, short gain to the 10.
Look like power there for the Vikings. Pull the backside guard, block down, bring the backside guard around up to the next level linebacker, get the running back in there. Short gain for the Vikings. 3-by-1 formation. Now they'll bring it over. Looks like they're going doubles here.
And Jamal Johnson, 2 yards on the carry, and it's 3rd down and 19 at the 10-yard line. Garcia, 4 receivers set, twins to either side, looks to throw it. And an underneath bubble screen, it's caught. But again, the pursuit's great. The ball comes out. Ball came out, and Ruston thinks they have it, and they do. So Pouncey caught it, and the Ruston Bearcats come up with it in the person of 56. That's Chop Burks. Right away, he makes a big play.
Right away around the football, making an impact right away on the opening drive for Ruston. The best player on defense for the Bearcats. He's right around the ball to help get in on the action.
First turnover of the game. And it's Ruston ball for the first time. They line up on the ball. No huddle from the 13-yard line. Now look over to the sideline to get what they run.
22 personnel for Ruston, 2 backs and 2 tight ends. Could see power here, first play.
Straight up the gut, good blocking, good run, and trudging his way forward to about the 9-yard line.
No secret
to
what they want to do there, Ken. Got 22 personnel. Sure enough, ran power to the right side, gain of 4. One of the keys for Airline, I know they got a short field here. One of the keys for Airline is to make them drive the field and keep their offense on the field.
It was Griffin for 4 yards on the handoff on Procell. 2nd and 6, left tackle play. That's going to get a first down and goal inside the 5, straight ahead, pounding it forward. That's Devion Wilson. So Wilson has a 1st and goal inside the 5.
And right away, you get the short field there. You run power first play, quick hitter for the fullback there, get him involved in the running game. First down, Bearcats.
1st and goal, they mark it at the 2. Ruston looking to get on top early. 2 tight ends, run it straight ahead, and a touchdown. Straight ahead, scoring is DeAndre Griffin, and Ruston takes the early lead.
As you mentioned going into the broadcast, Ken, Ruston probably the best 0-2 team in the state. They surely showed it right there. Taking advantage of the turnover, making quick work, 3-play drive, reset the line of scrimmage there, moved the Airline defense into the end zone. Touchdown.
Griffin scores, and it is a quick 6-0 lead. Extra point attempt. Snap, spot, ball is in the air, and it is good. Caleb Phillips knocks it home, and 9:34 to play in the first, and a 7-0 lead for Ruston. They took full advantage of the turnover.
No question. One of the keys to any ball game is win the turnover battle, and right away on your first drive, you're backed up behind the chains. You run a screen play, well designed. Great call on third down, tunnel screen, poor ball security, ball comes out, 3-play drive inside the red zone. That's what you want to have happen as a head coach.
7-0 Ruston on top. 9:34 to play in the first quarter. Just a 3-play drive, 13 yards after the turnover. And now the kickoff forthcoming from Phillips.
If you're Airline, you definitely want to have Marshall receive this and make something happen for your team.
Bouncing, picked up at the 5. This time room. And out near the 30. Good return. Good vision on the play. And that's so important as a return man to be able to see what's in front of you. Find the open space.
No question. Good return there by Marshall, finding the seam there, hitting it outside. Even better tackle in open space. Jordan Williams, number 4 for the Bearcats. One of the toughest things to do on kick coverage is to make a solo tackle in open field.
Second possession for the Vikings, already down 7-0, starting from their 30-yard line. Nice job here. That'll be a first down, ran over a tackler. Like seeing that.
Great call on first down. Come back after that, get your offense regrouped after turning the football over. Let's come back to something really simple, something really easy that we work on every day, throwing now screens there.
Pouncey makes a play, trying to make up for 13 yards and a first down to the 43. Good hard run off the left side and fighting forward for 4, maybe 5 yards. And just unwilling to go down. Good hard run.
Run up the middle by Airline.
That's 26, Ravel Young, their leading ball carrier on the year. So Young able to get about 5 for the Vikings. Operating with pretty good field position now. And no huddle. 2nd and 5 at the 48. Both teams going no huddle early on.
See if they throw a quick hitch up top.
And they ran the ride play, and there's Burks to spoil it. He just rips down the ball carrier. He's such a good player. Burks just throws down Ravel Young, who had no chance, met before he even got started.
Thought they had the bubble up top there to the open side of the field. They throw the bubble, let the outside receiver stalk block the corner, throw it incomplete. I think they get themselves a first down.
Loss of 3, so it's 3rd down and 8 from the 45. Twin receivers to either side of the field. Garcia retreating, breaks down, buys time, still looking, gonna throw it deep down the middle, and it is caught inside the 20, down to the 15. What a job of going up and getting the football by Daniel Smith, their best receiver. Came in with 8 catches for 141 yards and 3 touchdowns, and you saw why right there. That was a brilliant play, 40 yards and a first down at the 15.
Great job by Alex Garcia, the quarterback there, launching it, avoiding the sack, using his feet, launching it. If it's intercepted, it's a long punt.
Quick snap, ride play, big loss coming. Great penetration for Ruston. That's number 13, Isaac White, the junior, who has a lot of quickness and showed you that on that play.
A lot of red jerseys in the backfield. Need to hit some screens here. Slow down the defense, get the ball to the perimeter, make their perimeter defenders make plays in open space and beat your receiver on the stalk blocks.
Loss of 5, 2nd down and 15 at the 20. Motion, fake it, looking, and beautiful throw, touchdown. Great throw by Garcia on the move, and there's Daniel Smith once again, and the Vikings are a point from being even.
2 big plays by Daniel Smith on the drive, the long pass completion to set up the red zone touchdown score there. Play action pass up the speed sweep action. You had a deep drag by Smith from the other side of the field for the score.
Just a perfectly delivered football. This is for the tie. Jackson Tinkus has it up, and he has it through. So, with 7 minutes to play in the first quarter, game on. We're tied 7-7. Good start, Eric.
Great start. Thing I like there, Airline on their first drive turned it over behind the chains. Short 13-yard drive for Ruston. Coach Meeks calls the offensive plays for the Vikings, got his guys over there on the sideline, got with them, hey guys, we got 46 minutes in this ball game left to play. We're going to be fine. Let's come back there, work on our game plan. We're going to go right back to our script, and we're going to come out with a now screen on first down.
That's the kind of response you want to see. And Bo Meeks got the answer he wanted right there. 6 plays, 70 yards, 2:24 off the clock, and the 20-yard touchdown pass. Garcia to Smith gets this game back to even.
One thing Kate Adams, our sideline reporter, mentioned in her opening remarks is the adversity that Airline has overcome. Coach Bo Meeks, cancer-free, beating cancer. So every time those guys get in a situation where their backs against the wall, they can look to their head coach as a great role model on how to overcome some adversity.
Airline fakes the muddle kick, and now they'll just approach it. Long approach by Tinkus, and he hits it very high. It's going to be returnable from the 6. Broke one tackle, slides outside. Chopped down at about the 28-yard line is Jordan Spencer. And Ruston will have the ball for the second time with 6:52 to play in the first, tied at 7.
Christian Jones with the tackle there for Airline. Great solo tackle again in open space. One of the toughest things to execute there on kick coverage.
Flag down on the play, typically on the receiving team in these situations. Discussion forthcoming. Lights are taking full effect here at the Joe. And it is going to be a hold against Ruston. Will be the first penalty against the Bearcats. And we'll set them back.
We had a hold on one of the men for Ruston on their front line. One of the toughest things on kickoff return are your guys on your front line retreating back and blocking guys with a full head of steam on the kickoff coverage team.
1st and 10 from the 18. 4-3 look defensively. Tight end tucked in right side. Running back is Griffin. And Griffin running left. Across the 25 rather. Or rather across the 20, pardon me. Maybe the 21. This possession started at the 18.
Yeah, Airline, I think, is going to play more 4-man down front on their defensive front. Their base is a 3-man front, a lot of bear defense we'll see. I think one adjustment they're making is they're going to go to a lot of more 4-man front.
Travian Hargrove in the backfield now. High formation on 2nd along 7. Hargrove gets the call. Hargrove to the 24-yard line, wrapped up as he picks up 3 yards on the play. Brought down by 33, Fred Manning, the junior linebacker. 3rd down and 4 forthcoming.
Nice job by Airline there, putting Ruston in a 3rd down situation, and we'll have the heat and hydration timeout.
Yep.
Heat and humidity timeout.
The heat and humidity timeout. This hydration timeout is brought to you by Powerade, the official sideline thirst quencher of the LHSAA. Thanks to Powerade. 3rd down and 4. Coming up here, 5:59 to play in the first quarter with no score. Had a chance to talk to Willie Rofe a little while ago. Pull up to Joe IA and you see Willie's big mural on the stadium. Of course, he's a legendary Louisiana Tech player. Great guy, one of our Saints Hall of Fame members and Pro Football Hall of Fame inductees as well. Willie had nothing but great things to say about Tech and loves this place.
One of the greatest Saints of all time,
Oh,
for sure.
no question about it.
Now we just need Terry Bradshaw to call in.
Your insurance needs at 212 West Alabama.
Third down, 4 yards to go, 28-yard line. Quick snap, run the fullback. He'll get the first down. Bounces off a tackle and burrowing his way to the 32-yard line is Devian Wilson, the sophomore. He's a loaded 6'1", 230.
No question. Both times they've run the fullback dive. Huge gains for Ruston. Resetting the line of scrimmage both times they've run the fullback dive.
That's the challenge for Airline, to be able to handle the physical nature of the Ruston offense. 1st and 10 at the 32. Quick snap, quick throw coming on the slant. He wasn't looking, and it's almost intercepted. Off of the receiver and then off of the defender. Marcus Harris wasn't turned around, and then it bounced off Willie Sanders.
Nice counter-action, play-action pass there by Ruston, and as you mentioned, the receiver wasn't ready. Almost netted a turnover in the favor of the Vikings.
Oh, it was a throw that was right on the money. Pretty good read by the quarterback, but not on the same page, obviously. 2nd and 10. Fake it, rolling right. Gonna go deep and picked off. Great play, reading it all the way and picking it off for Airline was 25 Hunter Rice. Beautiful job by Rice. Pass intended for P.J. Torber. Torber looked open initially.
He did. Procell was trying to hit the backside post there, and Coach Ball for Ruston was letting him know, hey, when he came to the sideline, coaching him up, hey, put some air under it, throw him open. Put some air under, let the receiver run to it, throw him open, underthrew it, hey, come back on the next drive, you'll be okay. Flipped the field a little bit, interception, sure, but you flipped it, put Airline at the -37.
Well, starting at their own 37, pretty good field position, each team with a turnover now. Quick throw outside, and there it is again. It's going to get the same result as the first time. The first time they ran it, it got 13. Looks like you got 13 more here, so they've got something on the perimeter with Pouncey on that quick throw, don't they?
No question. 1st and 10, great play, extended run, as you hear a lot of people on Saturday and Sunday say at broadcast, with throwing the quick now screen to start things on 1st and 10.
At the 50 is a nice run at the 45. Running hard for a first down across the 40, banging to about the 38-yard line is Rafael Young. Well, I love the way he lowered his shoulder, and he delivered the blow rather than the defender delivering the blow.
Short enough, tough physical run there. Go back to your previous drive. What was successful for you? Hey, let's go back to it again.
Young to the 38-yard line with 12 yards and a first down. This time, nothing doing. Trying to run it right. And that was Jamal Johnson, consumed by Jalen Penninger.
Tough there to run against a 7-man box of the Bearcats. Bearcats playing quarters coverage in their secondary, playing it with a 7-man box. Tough to run.
Also 2 at 2nd and 12. As a result, from the 40, run it right. To the 36, about 4 on the carry.
Outside handoff for a short
We'll
gain.
make it about 3rd down and 8 yards to go. Jamal Johnson, the ball carrier.
It'll be interesting to see right here, Ken, if they go back to a screen pass on 3rd and 7, or run the football, try and find a favorable box to run the football to get a gain to where they make it a more manageable 4th and short situation.
3rd and 8, twin receivers to either side. Garcia, gonna roll to the left, heavy pressure, evades one, looks, throws across his body, intercepted. Always a bad idea, and a return coming, and a good one at that. And the 3rd turnover of the game, 2 of them now that the Ruston defense has come up with. The interception made by number 4, Jordan Williams. And you can see that was trouble coming when he tried to throw across his body.
Sure, Garcia had pressure, threw across his body. On that, just throw the ball away, throw it at the receiver's feet. Live to play another down. It's 4th and 7. You've got the ball on the Bearcat side of the field. Just throw it away, give you a shot at converting.
at the Ruston 39-yard line. Ball on the ground again. Wow, I mean, ball security has been a little bit of an issue on both sides early in this game. Muff play there, they fall on the football.
No question, a lot of times this is something you'll see 4 weeks ago in the scrimmage, 3 weeks ago in the Jamboree, not something coaches expect to see in week 3.
Goes as a muff, it's 2nd down and 10. From the 40-yard line of Airline. Under 3 minutes to play in the first, we are tied at 7. Just go back to power, and I think that's what they ought to stick with. Ball came out again, amazingly. Near the first down on the carry was Devian Wilson, but again, the ball came out, quarterback got on it.
Yeah, 3 runs by the fullback where they're just wedging it up front. Everybody's stepping down, working to the inside gap, tackles out on the D ends, guards working on double teaming up to the linebackers. Another first down, another big run by the fullback.
10 yards straight ahead. Twin receivers left, I formation. Wants to throw it. Purcell is going to run it. Now he throws it outside and too far. I'm going to throw it. I'm going to run it. No, I'm going to throw it. And it didn't work. Unfortunately, incomplete for Marcus Harris, 2nd and 10.
One thing you're seeing Airline doing is subbing guys on defense with different sub packages. You don't see that a whole lot of time in high school football. At the 5A level, you can do that because you have more players on your roster, more quality depth. So Airline's using that, subbing in to try and match the personnel of Ruston. And they're in 22 personnel here. 2 backs, 2 tight ends. Let's see if they run power.
They will. Big hole. And I'm telling you, I don't know why they would want to do anything else at this stage. Just chopping right at him, straight ahead. DeAndre Griffin looks to have first down yardage. He needed 10, and that's what it looks like he got.
Power and fullback wedge. Keep running it.
They're not giving him the first down. They're saying 9.5, 3rd and inches. Straight ahead, first down and more. Down to about the 15-yard line. And again, just power football. And Hargrove gets the first down. To the 15.
Ruston resetting the line of scrimmage up front. Stay with what you're great at. And that's power and fullback wedge. And just continue. Don't get bored with running it. Continue to work that and then throw a play action pass off of it.
16-yard line in the first down, Hargrove. Straight ahead, power again. And guess that the ball comes out again. Unbelievable. Foot race. Cutback. Another cutback. He may go. Tremendous return. Another cutback. Score it. Fantastic return.
That's one of the twins, Brian Marshall. When the ball is in one of the twins' hands for Airlines, great things happen.
Just an amazing turn of events as Brian Marshall returns it for a touchdown. Doesn't get much better than that. And Airline takes the lead, and already 4 turnovers in this game. Looked like the fullback there, right?
Yeah. It was fullback, fullback dive, fullback wedge again. Ball security at a premium.
About 85 yards. Try to get the replay later for you on that one and be able to check it out for you. Extra point up, and it is good. 1:12 to play in the first, and Airline has a 14-7 lead. Amazing turn of events. And the story of this game is turnovers at this point.
No question. We're 11 minutes into the ball game. 4 turnovers already, 2 for each side. Hey, you take your team over to the side. If you're Ruston, hey, we've got 3+ quarters left to go. We're down 7. We're fine. We just need to take care of the football. Ball security at a premium. Keep the football high and tight. Secure the football. That's what it comes to.
So 14-7 now in favor of Airline with 1:12 to play in the first quarter. Kind of maddening if you're Ruston. You've controlled the line of scrimmage and you haven't been able to establish any level of superiority in the game. To the contrary, you're behind by 7, and you got to give Airline a ton of credit.
No question. You've moved the football up and down the field on offense, pounding the football with the run, and you're down by 7. Most important stat, 1 on the scoreboard we're looking at.
Ruston will get the ball back. Twin receivers deep. Greg Prince is one of those. And on the far side, 16 Spencer. Takes a long approach as you mentioned earlier. This is a pop-up kick. It's right smack in the middle, and good job on the fair catch. It's well coached there. You coach that fair catch, Eric, don't you?
You do. I've seen both schools. I thought if it's going to be a hang time of 4 seconds or more, hey, wave your hand, take the ball at the 30-yard line. Great starting field position. If it's a low pop-up sky kick, field it, get downhill straight ahead, find a blocker, and get what you can, and get even better field position. So everything is predicated on the hang time and the height of the kick.
DeAndre Griffin, the running back. It'll be a 3-receiver set to the left. So they change formations here. And a lot of eye and a lot of 2 tight ends too. Not this time. 11 personnel and straight ahead across the 30 to the 31. That is DeAndre Griffin.
One thing you'll see, Ken, when they get an 11 personnel, as you mentioned, 1 back, 1 tight end, a lot of counter tray where you have the backside guard and tackle pulling. You get the guard kick out and the tackle pull around, wrap around, looking for the backer.
2nd and 7 at the 31. Tight end tucked in right. Trip set left again. Little quick hitch throw. Looking for the block. Able to get about 3. Good job defensively, though, to fight off those blocks. Marcus Harris, the reception, gains 3. It will be 3rd and 4. First completion from Brosell.
Really good job by Airline on the perimeter there. You work that drill in twice a week, your perimeter drill, where you have your receivers on the perimeter working, blocking against screens, against your linebackers, your corners, and your safety, and that's where that drill comes into play on game night.
3rd down and 4 yards to go. Airline Bland playing across the way. First quarter coming to a close. So at the end of 1 quarter, our score is Airline 14 and Ruston 7. You're watching the Allstate Sugar Bowl LHSAA Thursday Night Football Game of the Week via CrescentCitySports.com and the LHSAA app.
That's the end of the first quarter. Score 14-7 Airline. Ruston Tractor is a proud sponsor of Bearcat football and a loyal member of the Bearcat Football Club. These years again, Ruston Tractor. Headquartered in Ruston, Louisiana, HGA is a full-service project management and engineering service firm providing professional services to clients throughout the U.S. and overseas. HGA builds long-term client relationships by listening to clients, leveraging the experience of its professional team, and delivering on its commitments. HGA is a proud sponsor of the Bearcat football program. Go Bearcat!
Ken Trahan, Eric Held. Second quarter set to begin. We'll check in with Kate in just a moment. 3rd down and 4. Off right tackle, bounced off a tackle, and will get the first down and a lot more. Did that on his own. Outstanding run by Contravian Hargrove, and a first down for Ruston out to the 47-yard line. Let's check in at field level now with Kate Adams. Kate, tell us what's happening.
Coach is trying to tell the Bearcats to stay in the game 1 first down at a time. And look, you can't take your head out of this game. You got to stay in if you want to get the win. Guys.
Well stated. I mean, they just have made mistakes. That's what's really stopped Ruston in this game to this point. And Airline's taking full advantage. 1st and 10 at the 47 after Hargrove's 13-yard run. Nice cutback here and another first down. And again, good blocking up front by Ruston as this is DeAndre Griffin. He has another first down for the Bearcats.
Yeah, great run there on counter tray for the Bearcats. Kick out by the guard, wrap around by the tackle, stayed in the A gap there, hit it tight, cut back a little bit. First down, Ruston.
Gain of 11 to the Airline 43. 2 plays, 2 first downs in succession here for Ruston. Zone play inside, nice run, broke a tackle, and fights forward for another first down. So make it 3 plays and 3 first downs. That's Hargrove. And move the chains once again.
Key for the Bearcats. Continue to run the football, pound away, protect the football, throw a play action pass here or there, maybe a play action screen off of their power or their counter tray action out of the gun, and continue to move the football.
The Airline comes with a 5-man front. I was going to say they're going to have to commit another man sooner or later. And overthrown. And again, they tried to go back to the passing game. It's just not been there early on in this game.
It hasn't been there, and I understand what the coaching staff wants to do there. Throw on first down, show teams down the road that are going to look at your film that they have in their wheelhouse to throw the football on 1st and 10 and to throw the football, period. You have to be able to throw the football to take people out of the box and commit to defending the pass instead of loading the box and stopping the run.
2nd and 10 at the 31. Go back to the I formation. 2 tight ends power here. Run the fullback straight ahead. A big yardage play again. Diving for about 9 on the play is Wilson. And again, they're just winning up front at this point when they run right at them. I think it's their best package when they go 2 tight ends. And
without a doubt, their most success is when they're in 22 personnel running the football, whether it's power or whether it's the fullback dive.
3rd and 1 at the 22. Straight I once again. This time a counter play, and it's there. And a first down across the 20. Ankle tackle at the 19-yard line. Hargrove again, dragged down by Jalen Smith, but a first down for Ruston at the 19 in the red zone.
Counter tray. Ruston lives by the gap scheme run up front in their offense. Power, counter tray. The 2 biggest, the 2 classic gap scheme, block down, kick out, run plays any offense can have.
1st and 10 of the 19. Bobble the snap, picks it up, gives it off, and there's a lot of room. And bouncing it outside, a great job in the open field to get him down, because otherwise that play is going to perhaps break. Hargrove dragged down by the ankle there by number 21, Melvin Smith, the senior.
Good open field tackle there, as you mentioned. If Smith misses that tackle, quite possibly 6 points for Ruston.
Still got 4, 2nd and 6 at the 15. Early second quarter, 9:50 and counting, 14-7, Vikings on top. Power again, and diving inside the 15 and down to the 13 is DeAndre Griffin. So Griffin gets 2, it's going to be 3rd and 4 from the 13.
Different formations, different motions, different shifts. You'll see Ruston do that in order to run power. Continue to run power out of different personnel groups, formations, and shifts and motions.
3rd and 4 at the 12. Power right formation, going to run it straight ahead. Big hole, 5, and inside the 5, crashing down near the 3. 1st and goal, Devian Wilson finds the hole, exposes it, and Ruston's on the doorstep.
Fullback wedge again, Kenny. Huge gain. The Ruston front's just overwhelming the defensive front of Airline at this point.
1st and goal at the 3. And the tailback scores. Touchdown. DeAndre Griffin. And Ruston pulls within 1.
When you're able to get your offensive linemen on the linebackers at the next level, great things are going to happen. We've seen that all night, with the exception of when Ruston turned the ball over and put the ball on the ground.
Yep.
physically dominating up front.
Griffin with his second rushing touchdown. Extra point attempt is up, and it is good. With 8:51 to play in the first half, we are tied 14-14, and that was just power football the entire drive.
No question, Bo Meeks, head coach at Airline, one of his keys to winning this football game was to slow down the run game for us and make them drive the length of the field. Well, when they haven't been putting the ball on the ground, they've been able to drive the football and move it at will, running power, running fullback wedge, running counter tray. Airline, if you're Coach Bo Meeks at this point, it's 14-14. Hey guys, yeah, they've driven the football. We're still in this game. We're still tied. We're right there with them. Let's take the ball here on offense, get a great kick return from one of the marshals, get the first down before the first down, as I'd like to call it, on kick return, and move the football here and set your offense up with good field position.
It was a 12-play, 72-yard drive, 4:21 off the clock, 3-yard touchdown run by Griffin. Every yard was on the ground. This kick is hammered. Hit that one really good, about 5 yards deep, so Airline will have to start at the 20-yard line. Tied at 14, 8:51 to play in the first half.
Your best kickoff coverage there is when you kick the ball in the end zone in high school under National Federation rules. Ball goes in the end zone, crosses the goal line, offense gets it at the 20, your best kickoff coverage.
Go Bearcats!
Vikings back on the field. Vikings won the Class 3A state title in 1967. I'm old enough to remember the game. I saw it on television. Wow. Because they beat Holy Cross 20-6 under Jack Gray. Here's a quick snap and a quick throw outside. Caught, got a block, but a good tackle. This time, Pouncey only able to get 3 yards on a play that's worked very well to this point.
3 consecutive drives where the Vikings have opened up on first down where they throw the now screen. And then it goes to perimeter drill, something both teams work twice a week in their practices.
Garcia 5 of 6 now, 89 yards, a touchdown and an interception. 2nd and 7 at the 23. Fakes it, wants to throw it. Gonna throw it to a wide open receiver, caught. Well, if the throw had let him, he might have scored, but throwing off his back foot, got it there, first down, nicely done. And the catch made by their best receiver, Daniel Smith.
3 receptions, I believe, for Smith, 3 big gainers.
Well, he was open, wasn't he?
If he throws them open, he's running through the end zone facility at this point.
He's got 3 catches, 86 yards. Short yardage here.
Run up the middle, tackled by number 45, Deonta Edwards.
Johnson getting it to the 48 of Ruston for a gain of 3, 2nd down and 7 yards to go. Trying to get the corner, slips and goes down. Good pursuit, short yardage.
Out of that 2-by-1 formation with an H-back, been seeing under Bo Meeks throughout his entire career, them run buck sweep where they pull both guards. Well, they did it with a receiver there from the wide side of the field. So we finally saw buck sweep out of that 2-by-1 with the H-back, and they got a short gain of 2, but expect to see them to go back to the buck sweep. That's a staple of their offense.
Kevin Pouncey got 2. It's 3rd down and 5 at the 46. Ruston showing blitz. Airline backs off. Garcia sets them down. Slot receiver moves in a little bit. Looking that way. Can't find him. Now throws across the grain. That will be caught, and that will be a first down across the 40 to about the 38. It's Daniel Smith. Again, he's a good receiver.
No question. Mesh concept. They brought the slot receiver to the wide side of the field. As you mentioned, he brought him in. He lined up about 3 yards outside of the left tackle, and they ran the mesh concept where the inside receivers mesh with each other. Receiver there, know where the down and distance is. Put your foot in the ground and get downhill. Don't try and juke anyone and get outside.
Rolling left, Garcia. Looking, stopping, throwing deep down the field. Man there, great throw. Caught at the 5. 1st and goal for Airline, and again, it's Daniel Smith, 33 yards. Special receiver and a heck of a throw.
Heck of a throw. That time he threw him open, as I've been alluding to throughout the early parts of the game. Throw him open, let Smith go catch it. a sprint out smash concept where you have a corner from the inside receiver and an out or a hitch from the outside receiver.
First and goal at the 5, and hit and dropped for a loss
Tackle for a loss by number 44.
of a yard or 2 yards on the play was Ravel Young. Boy, they've thrown it well. Not as proficient running the ball against this front.
Chop Burks back in for Ruston on their interior defensive line.
Young losing 2 at second and goal at the 7. And we get the hydration break. This hydration timeout brought to you by Powerade, the official sideline thirst quencher of the LHSAA. Kent Trahan, Eric Held, Kate Adams with you. Good game, tied at 14 mid-second quarter. And this portion of tonight's game is being presented by Rock and Bowl, with locations in New Orleans and Lafayette. Rock and Bowl. Of course, our Greater New Orleans Quarterback Club luncheons every Tuesday at noon at Rock and Bowl at 3016 South Carrollton Avenue. Another good card this week, David Griffin, Executive Vice President of Basketball Operations of the Pelicans. Pro Football Saints Hall of Famer Ricky Jackson. Tulane Offensive Coordinator Will Hall. LSU football analyst Jeff Martin. And St. Augustine head coach Nathaniel Jones will be in the house. Lunch is great. Eric's been there. He knows. You need to be there too. Tuesday at noon.
Tremendous venue, Rock and Bowl, a lot of history there. Moved to down the street from the original location of Rock and Bowl on Carrollton and Ulloa by the interstate. Moved a little bit further down a block off of Carrollton and Earhart. Great time at Rock and Bowl.
Great time, great people. Second and goal at the 7. Fake it. Garcia wants to throw it. End zone. Touchdown. Perfectly thrown ball. Touchdown for Airline. You can't do it any better. And again, it's Daniel Smith. What a game he's having. What a connection Garcia and Smith are.
You go back to your practice reps there where you're throwing versus air and you get millions of reps going back to spring throughout your summer, throughout August. Now you're into week 3 and you've made that throw a few hundred times versus air in one-on-ones. Great throw there by Garcia. Seems to be becoming more comfortable with making these throws as we move along in the game.
Take us the extra point attempt, penetration, but he got it up over the rusher and he got it through. 5:52 to play in the first half. Back and forth we go. It's the Vikings 21 and the Bearcats 14, and a good answer by Airline.
Tremendous answer. You know, the story of the game has been the turnovers, 2 on each side. Ruston, when they're on offense, power run game, moving the football down the field. Airline has big played Ruston offensively.
That's an 8-play drive, 80 yards. And it took 2 minutes and 59 seconds. Garcia to Smith for the touchdown, 7 yards. And it's 21-14 Airline on top. And what a game Daniel Smith is having. 6 catches, 134 yards, 2 touchdowns. We haven't even played a half yet.
Incredible. Kind of reminds you of the opening week numbers that Shepard from Mandeville has put up, who recently received an offer from Rice.
Well deserved. Alex Garcia, by the way, 9 of 10, 173 yards, 2 touchdowns. The only incompletion was an interception. Trying to throw across his body.
No question. Has come back from that adversity there, thrown the pick. Hey, it's a mistake. Flush it, come back, make plays. It'll be interesting to see here on the kickoff if they decide to drop it into the dead area at either 20 on the numbers.
Take us to kick it off. Prince and Spencer are deep. Taken and fair catch once again as they kick it short, and Ruston will get it at its own 29-yard line. 5:51 to play in the half. 21-14 Airline.
One of the things you don't get an opportunity to really do, and you don't really want to run a lot of reps at kickoff coverage where there's a lot of full speed, a lot of banging going on. One way to take all of that out of the equation is sky kick it to the sideline.
Quick snap. Griffin gets 5 to the 34.
A lot of patience there shown on Power, the A-gap run there. A-gap to bounce as we used to coach it. Use that pulling guard as your guide. If it's clogged up and muddy in the A, then bounce it and then get back downhill.
2nd and 5. Wilson the up back, Griffin the deep back. Wilson gets the carry, shook one tackle, fights forward for about 4. Close to the first down, looks to be about a yard short. It will be 3rd and 1.
3rd and 1, come back with the fullback, and then on 1st and 10, run your trick play for Ruston, which has been counter trey. Because the staples have been power and fullback dive, the wedge play with the fullback, and then counter trey is your trick play, so to speak.
Yeah, they go power right here on 3rd and 1. Run that way, get the first down. Griffin across the 40 to about the 43. Has 5 and another first down. If they're patient, they're unstoppable doing what they're doing.
You are correct. If they're patient and stay with what they're best at and protect the football, tonight they've been unstoppable when they've done those things.
Airline's been unstoppable in the air. Contrast in styles, that's what makes it fun. 1st and 10 at the 43. Off the fake pitch, a little bit behind him, and that slowed it down, and a short gain as Ruston was able to pursue. And again, they look to be best when they're running right at them, don't they?
No question. Their power run game is incredible. They've completely dominated up front, reset the line of scrimmage. And you want to put that on film. You want to show people that you have option in your arsenal so that you make defenses prepare for it. You make coordinators draw up those cards and practice that during the week and go over all the option responsibilities that your defensive players have, and it's really a huge headache. So maybe down the road here in the game you'll see a little bit more option run by Ruston, just to put it on film and just to make those defensive coordinators know, hey, they've got the ability to run option, and just make them miserable with how they've got to coach it and spend time doing that.
It's Brandon Marshall, one of their best players, shaken up on the play. He will get up and walk away, so that's good news. Let's hope that it's nothing that's going to keep him out of action. He's a really good football player. His brother Brian had the earlier fumble return for a score. 2nd and 9 at the 44 when play resumes here. 4:21 to play. First half, pretty wild one. 21-14, Vikings on top. Counter play. Hargrove, cutback. It's there, crossing midfield and close to the first down. Looks to be a half a yard short. Gets 8 yards.
When you're averaging close to or better than 10 yards a carry, as Ruston's done tonight, continue to do what's been going good for you.
That was your Washington Redskin counter trey. Where's Joe Gibbs when you need him? 3rd and 1. At the 48 officially, they need the 47. And Wilson will get it, and a lot more. Still dragging tacklers all the way down to about the 35. First down, a gain of 12 for Wilson.
Continue to be patient, power, fullback dive, counter trey. Mix in that option so that you put it on film and make those defensive coordinators and make Airline's defensive coordinator go over option responsibilities on the sideline as well.
1st and 10 at the 35 for the Bearcats on the move. Quick snap, straight ahead. And this time, 2, maybe 3 yards for Griffin. Markham at the 33, a gain of 2.
And that's a victory there for Airline. First down, 2 yards, that's a win for the defense there. Put the Ruston offense into 2nd and long situation.
2nd and 8 at the 33. Fake it, rolling right, looking, throwing outside. There's a good throw. First down completion. Well done to Marcus Harris. That's Purcell's first really nice throw of the game.
What a great throw there on the comeback out there by Purcell. Awesome throw, set it up well. Play action, counter tray action. Naked the other way. Hit him on the deep comeback for a first down.
To the 23-yard line of Airline. Under 3 minutes to play in the half. Big hole right. And about 3 yards on the play as it closed.
For a short gain.
Hargrove tackled on the play. 32, Willie Sanders was there. 2nd and 7 at the 20.
You do what you do on offense and you play your tempo style of offense, but as the clock reaches 2 minutes here, you want to kind of slow down a little bit and give Airline less time to score on offense.
Fullback dive is there again, and Wilson is right at the first down marker at the 13. He's running downhill, and he's got room to run too. Marking at the 13, a gain of 7 and first down at the 13.
Look for Ruston to maybe let the play clock run down a little bit, snap it around 5 seconds possibly, take some time off the clock, and then if you're Airline, think about using timeouts. Give yourself a shot to score before halftime. They big played Ruston's defense, so you got to think about using your timeouts here if you're Airline on defense.
1st and 10 at the 13-yard line. Inside left, Hargrove hit at the 12, fights forward. Good job of getting the extra yard or two after contact before he's ripped back by Deverick Woods. It's 3 yards to the 10, 2nd and 7.
Another win on first down by Airline. They've got to come up big here on 2nd and 7. That's something where Ruston has won 2nd down the entire first half.
Griffin, the deep back. 2 tight end look. Pounded straight ahead. Wilson off the fake, kept by Procell. He's down to the 1. Great job by Procell to read it, keep it, nearly scores. He has a 1st and goal at the 1-yard line. Gotta believe he made that decision himself, huh?
Absolutely. Great to have that on film, too, to have your quarterback run the football, pull it on the dive, get outside to the perimeter. You had a pitch back there. Shades of West Monroe with the tailback 9 yards deep.
1st and goal at the 1-yard line. A yard away from possibly tying this game. And they will with a touchdown. Needing the extra point to tie it. That is an easy score for DeAndre Griffin, his 3rd score of the game. And it's 21-20 with 1:14 to play in the half. Extra point could tie it here.
Ruston reset in the line of scrimmage, physically dominating Airline's defensive front.
So Caleb Phillips will try to tie it. Okay, we got an infraction, it looks like, against Ruston. Unsportsmanlike conduct, which will be enforced on the kickoff, I would imagine.
Correct.
Here's Phillips for the tie. And the whistle sounded before the kick. Kick was through, but flag came down offsides. Airline, is it a pre-snap penalty? If it is, they'll have to do it again.
Correct if it is. If I'm Ruston, the way you reset the line of scrimmage, I'm bringing the offense back out there from the 1.5 and going for 2. Reset the line of scrimmage.
I'm right there with you. I mean, given the circumstances with the way they've controlled play up front. Ball's going to be at the 1.5.
And they declined the penalty.
Well, they decline it.
They decline it. It's back at the 3.
So they'll just kick it.
Absolutely.
Play it safe. And I get that too. And he converts again. 1:14 to play in the first half. Let's starting over tied at 21. The drive goes 12 plays, 71 yards, and 3:37 off the clock. And DeAndre Griffin now has 3 touchdown runs in the game for Ruston. He scored all 3 touchdowns for the Bearcats. He's carried 11 times for 41 yards.
Ruston methodical drives, entire half, resetting the line of scrimmage, sticking with what's best for him. Quarterback Procell pulled the ball there. Big run there in the red zone for the Bearcats to set up the 1-yard touchdown run.
Well, we usually have Kate talk to the coach who's ahead at halftime. Right now, no coach is ahead. We might not have a leading coach at halftime. Kate's going to have to make a judgment call there if that's the case, right?
If she has a coin, she'll flip it and figure that out.
There you go. Phillips will kick off from his 25 after the penalty of 15 yards. Oh, what a kick this is. Look at this. Fields it on the run going backwards. Fumble right into his teammates' hands. Wow. A lot of loose balls in this game, and really good job there by Clayton Fry to be alert to catch the ball in the air and save Airline in that situation.
Huge play with your teammate being in the right spot at the right time, helping you keep possession of the football. You have an opportunity to drive at 79 for the score or get in field goal range.
All right, so what do you do if you're Bo Meeks? You're 1:05 left in the half. You're even. Not good field position at all. You got 3 timeouts left. You've thrown it well, but you don't want to turn it over. Not an easy call.
No question. See how 1st and 10 goes right here.
Motion across the formation. Will throw. Steps up. Holding will be called. He's going to run for some yards, but this is coming back. And that will certainly put Airline in a run the clock mode, although Ruston has 3 timeouts left.
Correct. It'll back you up.
Holding on the offense.
1st and long, and if I'm Ruston and I stop you on 1st down, I'm hitting the
Take a timeout.
timeout. 1st down, 2nd down, 3rd down.
That's right.
Then you can go for the block, or if you want to be safe, ensure the punt with 1 rusher and let your return guys execute with the rest of your punt return team executing great holdups.
Yeah, these are spot fouls, so this penalty turns out to be 12 yards back to the 9. I do not like this rule of spot fouls in high school football. Don't like it.
There's a few rules in high school football that I wish would be different.
And it really decimates a team with these spot fouls. Now it's 1st and 22. Back of the 8, and he still wants to throw. But again, a flag comes down before the snap. So pre-snap penalty likely on the offense as well. This is turning into a disastrous possession for Airline. False start.
False start on Airline.
Then if I'm Airline here, the clock will be hot. Run the clock and let the clock roll. First of all, you got to get out past the 5-yard line here, but still let the 25-second clock roll, take time off the clock.
Got to believe they run it here. All the way pinned back to the 4, 1st and 27 yards to go.
And clock's not hot, Ken.
No, it isn't. No. Dead ball situation.
Correct.
They will run it, and they'll go nowhere. Just slam down. Guess who? Timeout, Ruston. Just a hard tackle on Jamal Johnson by 56. Jarelon Burks. Boy, he's some good.
Very good player. Has an offer from Northwestern State. If he had a little more height, a little more length, he'd have an offer from an FBS school.
Well, he can play.
Phenomenal player.
Very physical at the point of attack.
Great ball get off. Great use of his hands.
Loss of 1 yard on the play to the 3. So 51 seconds left, and this is why, as a coach, you try to preserve your timeouts to the end of the half. It's easy for us to sit up here and say that, not as easy to do, but this is the advantage of being able to do so.
No question. If you have great clock management skills as a head coach, you pick and choose when you use them along the way. You preserve them till the end. You have all of them in the bag, so to speak, and you're able to use them here on 2nd and 3rd down after stops if they do so.
2nd and 28. You got any play calls?
Quarterback ISO.
Good call. Fights to the 6. Got to believe Ruston takes time out again. Garcia
Quarterback keeper up the middle and a group tackle by
got
Wilson.
3 yards to the 6 clock to 45 seconds. Stops on the second Ruston timeout. So 3rd down and 25 forthcoming.
You look at your call sheet as a coach, and
Well,
you
you've
look
got
at
to
third
run the
down.
ball, and you've got to
Correct.
make them take their final timeout.
Correct. You look at the call sheet, there are no 3rd and 25 calls.
No.
However, what you do want to do here is come up with your best run play, kind of try and lighten the box, so to speak, and run your best run play against a light box. And if you can get out past the 10-yard line, closer to the 15, your punter is out of the shadow of his own goalpost.
3rd and 25 from the 6.
Let's make some noise for your defense.
Garcia. He's looking to throw the ball, and he's in trouble in the end zone and simply throws it short. Well, they were trying to make a play, but they've preserved the timeout for Ruston, who will get the ball back with 40 seconds left now on the clock. And he was in trouble there in the end zone.
Luckily, didn't get a holding penalty in the end zone or an intentional grounding, which would have netted 2 points for the Bearcats.
And now a rare punt in this game. Garcia is their punter as well. Single receiver is deep.
Number 12, Mansfield.
Airline's a player short. They're going to
Tyler-
have to take a timeout.
Yeah, they are. Tyler Mansfield will be deep, and Airline will take a timeout here. Trying to get their punch structure straightened out.
Missing their right tight end.
Typically when that happens, it's because somebody got hurt. Now they run that 11th man on. And they'll talk it over. Could go for the return, could rush 10, go for the block with a single receiver deep. Stay tuned.
So, you know, sometimes in this situation you get overzealous punt rushers. They end up going all out to block the punt and end up running into the punter. A lot of times you'll see people, hey, just ensure the punt with one rusher, make sure it's not a bad snap, and hold everybody up front and let your return man do the work.
Pope John Paul II leading Thomas Jefferson 10-0 early 3rd quarter. 10-man front for Ruston. Low snap, here they come. 1-step punt. Got it off very high. And it takes a big Ruston bounce. Ruston's going to get the ball at the 28-yard line of Airline with 31 seconds left in the half. Big opportunity for the Bearcats to grab the lead before the half, and they have a good kicker as well. They still have their timeout, so they can still run the ball at least once, right?
No question. You can run the football or work on your passing game, work on your offense with 30 seconds left. With one timeout, you're going to come into this situation down the road in the season.
Quick snap, wants to throw. Purcell does. And again, miscommunication. Harris wasn't looking. 2 receivers talk it over. Clock stops with 28 seconds left. Second time we've seen that happen.
No question. Prior to the snap, the number 2 and number 3 receivers to the trip side swapped spots, and there was definitely a miscommunication.
2nd and 10 at the 28. Quick snap. Purcell throws. In, caught it. Stayed in bounds. First down to the 17-yard line. Pass was catched by number 80, Dylan Roan. Roan on the catch. Gets 11 to the 17.
They'll clock it here.
20 seconds and counting, and they clock it. Stop it within 19 seconds.
You work center quarterback exchange all day from under center. Big part of the game where that simple rep to execute comes into play there is where you clock the football. Receive the snap, make sure you possess it, replace your foot with the throw to clock and stop the
19
clock.
seconds left, 2nd and 10 at the 17. Russell looking, throws, and almost picked off. Tried to go to Harris. It was tightly covered by Brian Marshall, who had the big play earlier. Stops the clock with 14 seconds left.
Good coverage. I think Airline was in man free there against Ruston, had all of their receivers covered underneath by defenders and had their free safety playing center field, so to speak.
3rd and 10, Bearcats at the Airline 17, 14 seconds left. Ruston still has that one timeout left. Single high free safety. Rosell, 5-man rush, throws, jump ball coming, and incomplete.
Almost a great throw and catch there, falls incomplete. Ruston's going to run their field goal team on. Let's see if Caleb Phillips can convert it from about 34 yards.
Pass intended for Camden Crow, and the coverage by Hunter Rice. This will be 34 yards for Caleb Phillips. There's plenty of leg. He hits this like a shot, hammers it off to the left, no good. So he hit it hard, but he hooked it left. And Airline survives this with 5 seconds left in the half.
Great job by the Vikings. Holding the Bearcat defense. No points there. Holding them and keeping them converting the first down or even worse, scoring 6 points and making them bring the field goal team on. And Phillips has a miss from 30. Phillips saw him in pregame. Missed a lot of kicks in pregame to the left.
Yeah, the leg is there. He certainly can hit the ball very hard.
Definitely true. Has 50-yard, 52-yard range.
Victory formation, and Garcia will simply take a knee here, and does, and the half is over. So, a very entertaining, intriguing, interesting, good first half of football. Finds us dead even at 21-21 between Ruston and Airline here. Okay, we'll try to get the Ruston head coach lined up here, Jared Baugh. But again, 2 different styles of play here, to say the least, with the way these teams have competed. And Kate's ready, so we'll check in with Kate Adams, who's ready now with Coach Jared Baugh of Ruston. Kate, take it away.
Thanks, guys. All right, I've got Coach Baugh with me. One of your aim was to play disciplined football, and right now probably the hot topic for tonight's game is turnovers and ball security. Talk a little bit about that.
Yeah, we just haven't taken care of the football. I think if we do that, I think the score is a little bit different. But they're a good football team.
Well, you guys are definitely very evenly matched. I know one of the things you wanted to do was contain Airline's quarterback. Talk a little bit about what you've seen from him tonight and what your defense needs to do.
Well, I've seen the same thing that I've seen on video. You know, he takes care of the football and gets it to the guys that can make plays, and that's what they've done. We've kind of lost coverage on some guys down the field. We need to cover better and take care of the football on offense, and I think we'll be okay.
What will be your message to the team at the half, Coach?
Exactly that.
Thank you so much. Good luck.
All right, Kate, thank you very much. Intriguing half, 21-21, our score here at halftime. And Eric, just a tale of 2 different styles. One team doing it by air, the other doing it by ground.
No question. Airline big plays you on offense. Ruston just pounds you, and it's a methodical style of offense where they just continue to pound with power with the fullback wedge play and counter trey. And they continue to pound you and pound you and pound you, and they're very patient. And that's what you've seen, and that's what they've done under Coach Jared Baugh in his tenure as head coach at Ruston. Coach Meeks, on the other hand, at Airline, you see a lot of 2x2, 3x1 formations, a lot of 2x1 with the H-back. He doesn't get out of his comfort zone either. So you see 2 completely different styles of offense, and Airline's just been a big play hitting team offensively.
So it's halftime here at Joe IA Stadium, and we're tied, Airline 21 and Ruston 21. We'll take a timeout here. When we return, Kate Adams will visit with the Executive Director of the LHSAA, Eddie Bonine. As we continue, this is the Allstate Sugar Bowl LHSAA Thursday Night Football Game of the Week, a presentation of Crescent City Sports.
We're happy to present a tribute to the band Queen. The British rock band formed in London in 1970. Original members include Freddie Mercury, Brian May, Roger Taylor, and John Deacon. Their earliest rock were influenced by progressive rock, hard rock, and heavy metal. The band gradually ventured into more conventional and radio-friendly works by incorporating further styles such as arena rock and pop rock. We start tonight's performance with a song originally released by David Bowie in October of 1981. It's later redone by Queen and introduced on Queen's 1982 album, Hot Space. Ladies and gentlemen, featuring the RHS Pom Poms, Queen's Under Pressure. The Ruston High School Band continues tonight's halftime presentation with Bohemian Rhapsody. It was written by Freddie Mercury for the band's 1975 album, Happy Opera.
I'm here with LHSAA Executive Director Eddie Bonine. And Mr. Bonine, I want to talk a little bit about the brand new app that LHSAA just put out. It's called the LHSAA Live App, and you can get it on both your Android and iOS devices. But how important is this app for all of the followers of LHSAA as well as member schools?
I think it's a very important piece, not only for us to communicate with their student athletes who are our clients, but anybody else that wants to get on the app and all the benefits of having another social media platform. I think it's important, and what better way to do it than with an app, and anybody can have it in their hand at all times, and unless you're driving. We don't want you looking at it when you're driving, but any other time you look at it, I think it's a very positive thing for us.
Well, we definitely don't want you to look at it when you're driving, but another thing that the LHSAA is currently doing is right now the LHSAA is surveying current student athletes. Talk a little bit about that survey and how important it is for these student athletes to go ahead and participate in it.
Well, if you're referring to the survey we have on the Superdome participation and on the select, non-select, we surveyed all our member schools. We surveyed principals, athletic directors, heads of schools, coaches, everybody we could, and all stakeholders. In this case, we felt the students are part of our stakeholders, and I thought it was important that we did that. You've taken the lead on that. You've done a good job with that. Those are trickling in as we speak, but I think it's a positive. We want to know what the students are thinking. At the time of the select, non-select decision in 2013 and again in 15, 16, some of these students were in middle school. They weren't really aware of what's going on. So I think it's going to be a good opportunity for us to get a feel for our clients, which in this case are our student athletes.
Well, speaking of the student survey, we've actually got a great video that we encourage all current student athletes to go out there and watch. It is pinned to the top of our Facebook page, so you can watch it there. If you don't have Facebook, you can also participate in the survey through the link in our bio on our Instagram page. So check that out on our Facebook page as well as our Instagram if you are a current student athlete to participate in that. Another thing I do want to go over with you, Mr. Bonine, is we all know we have very hot summers and even hot falls here in the state of Louisiana. So tell me about some of the hydration procedures that we do in our athletic association for these really hot days.
Well, anything we're doing outside in the small sports, we require not only the heat acclimation knowledge of what we need to do with that, but also hydration breaks. And I think that the officials have done a great job with that. I've been to numerous football games so far, and the officials are very cognizant of that, and announcements are being made by public address to kind of to calm the fans, knowing why there's another timeout. But I think that especially in the Deep South, we're very cognizant of that. Not that all state associations across the United States are not, but we do a great job, I think, down here in doing that, and our coaches are on top of it, all the athletic trainers, the education component we've got from Tulane, all this stuff we have that we've given to our membership. I think that we're doing a great job with that, and fingers crossed, so far so good. And I think hopefully as the fall rolls around, the weather starts to decline a little bit when it comes to heat index.
Well, I hope the weather does start to decline because we've had some very hot days recently. But something really exciting. We've got the return of the Game of the Week. We're in week 2. How exciting is it for the LHSAA to bring back the Game of the Week?
Well, I think it's a very important part of what we do when it comes to our promotion of giving recognition and exposure to our student athletes, in this case, at football games. They have Friday night lights. There's Thursday night lights. It went away for a couple of years as we were working on sponsorship and money for that, but we've got it up and rolling now, and we're excited about that. And obviously, you're very involved in it. Our new director of the Coaching Association is helping as well with some color as an ex-football coach, and very knowledgeable of the game. So we're excited about it. And it looks like the viewer numbers were up last week, so it just depends on matchups. And as we go through that schedule, we'll take a close look at that, and appreciate your efforts with it as well. I think it's a good positive thing, and more exposure we can have for student athletes, the better.
All right, I've got director of our Louisiana High School Coaches Association, Eric Held, with us. He's also our color analyst for all of our Game of the Weeks, alongside Ken Trahan, who will be providing play-by-play for each Game of the Week. But Eric, I want to highlight some of the upcoming Game of the Weeks, and just tell me a little bit about each matchup and which one you're most excited for.
I think they're all pretty good matchups. When you look at it from a standpoint geographically, we tried to get teams who had historically good records and could bring some excitement to our Thursday night schedule, which we're reinstituting, bringing back the Thursday night Game of the Week. So all of them, looking forward to all of them, getting a chance to go to areas that I've never been to from a coaching standpoint over 25 years. But I'm looking forward to tomorrow night, week 2, Welsh and Iota, 2 smaller schools, but in southwest Louisiana, want to see some good, hard-nosed physical football from that area.
We started off week 1 with De La Salle versus Warren Easton. That was an incredible way to start our game of the week with the return of the game of the week. Talk a little bit about that matchup.
Sure. It was exciting to see De La Salle jump on top and get ahead by 2 touchdowns, and then see the resiliency of Warren Easton come back from being down 2 scores and come back, make it. It was an exciting finish, and it went right down to the wire with Warren Easton prevailing.
Let's talk about our week 3 matchup that we have coming up next week. Tell me a little bit about that.
Sure. Airline from Bossier Parish visiting, going down I-20 east to Ruston. It'll be an exciting matchup in week 3. But like I said, all of those Thursday matchups are really bring something to the table for fans from all areas of the state.
Another thing I want to talk about, LHSAA is really trying to push this year is sportsmanship. One of our new mottos that we're taking is compete with class. Tell me a little bit about how important sportsmanship is on and off the field, starting with the coaches all the way down to the student athlete.
Sure. Well, it's one of our core values here at the LHSAA and SAA, and with the CA as well, with the Coaches Association. It's one of the core values that not only do you have as a coach, as a student athlete, but also something you carry on in life. So it's something that you want to preach as a coach, as a principal, as an athletic director, and it's something that hopefully at home with parents that they're reiterating how important it is at home, so that you carry it on in life and you take it to the playing field as well as the classroom, and then in competing with other schools as well.
Well, we always encourage all coaches and all people, including student athletes, to compete with class, including that respect for the other athletes, integrity in the game, and going into it with the right attitude. Eric, I've got Assistant Executive Director for the LHSAA, Lee Sanders. Lee, you're in charge of officiating as well as several other things at the LHSAA, but one thing that the National Federation of High Schools implemented this year was a 40-second play clock. Can you explain that a little bit to me?
So this year, the Rules Committee made a rules change, and the rationale was to ensure a greater consistency in the interval of time between the end of one play and the start of the next play. So last year in a game, we would have marked the ball ready for play after 12 to 15 seconds of time after the play before ended. This year, the ball is going to be marked ready for play a little bit quicker, and so on normal possession series, non-kick scrimmage downs, when the covering official gives a dead ball a signal, like an incomplete pass, for example, the 40-second play clock will start. The umpire typically will put the ball ready for play, move into position, and then that will allow the ball to be ready for play a little bit quicker and at a consistent interval, because it takes the human element out of the amount of time it's taken a crew to get the ball ready for play. So for a purpose of consistency and from a game management perspective, it's a new rule change. There's still a 25-second clock at times when there are administrative stoppages, such as penalty admin, a player's helmet coming off, blood for a uniform, but on normal, non-kicking scrimmage plays in a possession series, it's a 40-second clock.
Well, definitely something new that all LHSAA member schools are getting used to this season. But something else new that we'll have is in the Prep Classic this year, we will provide instant replay. So tell me a little bit about that and how that will work.
Okay, so that's an exciting change. Last year, the Federation allowed several states to implement instant replay on a trial basis. They presented some data to the Rules Committee, and the Rules Committee this year is allowing for the first time state adoption for instant replay in the postseason. So the LHSAA, we surveyed our coaches, and about 85% of them supported instant replay in state championship events. So this year in the championship games, we will be using instant replay, and it's a hybrid model where the coach has the ability to make some challenges, but then some of the challenges can be initiated from the booth itself with the ultimate goal of getting the call right.
Another thing I want to talk about, new for Louisiana, is Act number 355, the referee harassment law. Tell me what that means for officials all across the state as well as the nation, and why we need it.
Okay, so it's a piece of legislation that came out of the last legislative session. Act number 355 affords greater protections to contest officials, coaches, and administrators. So although the bill is hailed as the referee bill, it...
All right, thanks to Kate Adams and Eddie Bonine for spending time at halftime with us. Ken Trahan, Eric Held. 21-21, Airline and Ruston as we get set for the start of the third quarter. Kate Adams had a chance to visit with Bo Meeks of Airline a little bit earlier. Okay, Kate, so what's on Bo's mind? What does he think about what's happened thus far?
Thanks, guys. Well, I had a chance to catch up with Coach Meeks at the half. I said, what was your message to the team? He said, basically, they need to be more physical up front. They've got to clean up the mistakes on offense, and they've also got to make big plays. Basically, he told his Vikings, how badly do you want to be 3-0? Back to you guys.
All right, thank you. The stats that have 14 first downs for Ruston, 8 for Airline, 2 for 25 penalties for Ruston, 3 for 28 Airline, turnovers 2 apiece, rushing yards Ruston 167, Airline 17, but passing Airline 173, Ruston 33. So total yards Ruston 200, Airline 187. Total contrast.
Total contrast of styles there and driving the football.
Here's an onside kick to the side. Jump ball coming. Airline thinks they've got the ball. A little New Orleans Saints circa 2010 action here. And they still haven't signaled. And the Vikings do have it. Airline recovers as it's recovered by Daniel Smith. What a game he's played, and what a start to the second half. Steal a possession right away.
Stealing a possession so crucial, especially when your offense is hot. Stay with your streaking offense, get some momentum, stealing a possession to start the second half. Hey, your defense really hasn't stopped the run game. Ground and pound by Ruston. Steal a possession there. Great call by Bo Meeks.
So what a way to start the half for Ruston, starting at the Airline 43. Garcia looking, throwing, deep post route, well thrown, knocked away. Good play defensively. Really well done for the Bearcats. Pass intended for Pouncey, and Spencer made an outstanding play.
Great play by Spencer. If you're a defensive back coach, you coach that all the time. Near hand to the football, break it up, secure with the backhand, grab jersey. Near hand, break up the pass. Great
Second
play.
and 10 at the 43. 3 receivers right, and they just crush the run. A loss on the play. No chance for Jamal Johnson because 48 Legend Allard and also 45 Deontay Edwards were there to shut him down.
On first down there, that pass play, which you saw was a 3-by-1 formation for Airline. Trips to the field, you saw a double post, and the number 3 receiver run a wheel route. In the past, under Bo Meeks, you've seen that concept. You've also seen a post from the single receiver side, a wheel from the back.
Garcia
right
stepping up. Garcia could run. Garcia trying to get the edge and broke one tackle, but he's short at the 38. Now a decision to be made on 4th and 4 as Garcia picked up 8, and I think they're going to go for it.
No question, Ken. And as I was alluding to the single receiver side, post, wheel from the tailback, there it was right there, a staple in Bo Meeks' offense for years.
So 4th and 4 at the 38. Looks like the Vikings will go for it, as we surmised. Johnson will be the running back. 4 receivers set. Garcia pressure. Garcia throws, intercepted and dropped. Still, ball goes over on downs, but that could have been a pick 6. Tyler Mansfield read it all the way, and a good defensive stand by Ruston after the onside kick recovery by Airline.
Great job, Ruston, holding there on the set of downs, making Airline turn the ball over with the 2-by-2 formation from Airline with your inside receivers so tight in the formation. Ruston knew mesh was coming. That's what they got. They probably practiced that a number of times. Great job by the defense.
Indeed. Hold firm. Run inside. It's been successful, but not this time. Good job defensively to shut that down.
Run up the middle for a short gain.
Hargrove the carry. And Hargrove tackled by 52 Christian Carradine.
One thing Bo Meeks probably told his defense, sure, they've driven the ball, but hey, you guys on that last drive of the first half have 1 first down. Continue to win first down, and that's what they did there.
2nd and 9 at the 39. Straight eye. option pitch to the boundary, not much room, and maybe 3 yards. Just not much room to navigate when you go to the boundary there, as the carry goes for about 3 for Hargrove.
Yeah, as you said, they ran that option to the boundary. A lot of times coaches are kind of wary of running that play, that wide option pitch play to the boundary. But hey, put it on film and show that you can run option to the boundary, make defenders expect that, and make defensive coordinators down the road practice that.
A key 3rd and 6 here from the 42. Power run, and bouncing it outside. He'll get the first down across midfield and into Airline territory to the 48-yard line is Hargrove with a gain of 10. First down for the Bearcats.
A lot of people thinking 3rd and 6, here comes the pass, but when you've had that much success, as Ruston did in the first half for rushing for 167 yards, run the football. If you get stopped, it's probably going to be 4th and 3. And you've been converting 3 yards all game. Great 3rd down call.
First and 10 at the 38 of Airline. Airline jumping, and they're going to call it. All right, so you get a neutral zone infraction here, and I know the fans would like you to explain if there's no contact.
Sure. You hard count, get the defensive front to jump, go from a 1st and 10 into a 1st and 5, but you get them to jump. Their helmet crosses into the neutral zone, crosses the imaginary line of scrimmage there, crosses the football. Easy call for the line judge and the side judge. 1st and 5 Bearcats.
At the 43 of Airline. First possession for Ruston in the second half. And the fullback dive and more yards, chopped up to about the 36. And another first down on a gain of 7 for the fullback Wilson.
Don't get bored. Don't get tired of being monotonous. Keep running the same plays and build off of that. Keep running your power, your fullback dive play, your counter tray. Build off of that. Show other things on film. Show that you can have success. But then don't get greedy, but continue to be monotonous. That's what's successful for you.
First and 10 at the 37. Running inside to the 34-yard line. On the carry goes Griffin. So Griffin gets 3. It will be 2nd down and 7 yards to go for Ruston.
Great job by Griffin there, being patient, putting his left foot in the ground, cutting and getting downhill, and being satisfied with picking up 3 yards. Those 3 yards, pound away, pound away, pound away. Big run after that for 20. Those things have happened for Ruston.
Quick snap, run the fullback. No, they keep it and pitch it to the outside. And out of bounds is Griffin at about the 29-yard line. Has 5. It's going to be 3rd and 2.
5-yard gainer there for Ruston on the option, but really good job by the perimeter defenders for Airline. You see that where you have perimeter drill, defending screens, but also during the week defending the option.
3rd and 2 at the 29. 8:35 to play in the 3rd quarter, tied at 21. Power formation to the right side. Straight up the middle, first down yardage across the 25 to the 23-yard line. That is Hargrove. He's got 6 more and another first down for Ruston. Hargrove continues to run extremely well. Good game at Joe Brown Victory Stadium tonight. John Ehret 20, Carver 17 at the half.
Counter tray there, change it up a little bit, pull the guard, and then use the H-back as to replace the tackle.
First and 10 at the 23. Fake it, rolling left, looking, throwing in the flat, caught. To the 20, broke a tackle to the 19. So just a little flip pass to Wilson for 4.
Play action flood play for Ruston there. Had a receiver at all 3 levels, had a vertical from the outside receiver. You had a out route, and then you had the back in the flat there, hitting it there for Ruston. Easy play to flip out to, as you alluded to, gain of 4. Good first down play for the Bearcats.
From the 19, 2nd and 6. Run it, big hole, 15, and diving near the 10 with another first down is Griffin. 9 yards and a first down.
Airline's done a pretty good job on first down, defending it. However, on second down, Ruston's winning second down with big gains.
First and goal at the 10. Running inside, diving down to about the 7. It's Griffin. As they continue to just wear them down. And approaching the goal line with another long drive. Pretty much everything on the ground.
22 personnel, you're going to see power or counter trey. That's what their bread and butter is.
Second and goal at the 7. Quick snap, running inside. Hargrove to the 1, and Hargrove is stopped inside the 1. So Hargrove nearly got there. It's going to be third and goal inside the 1. 6 yards on that carry.
Power there for Ruston.
Third and goal inside the 1 yard line.
On power, you can see the right guard tip it a little bit, set back a little further. Very little weight on his right hand that's down.
Quick snap, counter play left, easy touchdown, untouched. Into the end zone is Hargrove, and Ruston takes a 27-21 lead.
Even though the right guard's tipping the play off a little bit there, you're either going to get power to the left or counter trey to the left, and it's been unstoppable. They replaced the tackle as the wrap guy on counter trey with the H-back.
Extra point attempt by Phillips, and he has it. No, he doesn't. He missed it left. So he's been missing things left, as you mentioned, quite a bit.
Yeah, and pregame just pulling it a little bit, opening up that left hip, throwing that shoulder open and that hip, pulling things off. Just come through it, finish forward, finish straight ahead with your belly button at the target.
Oh, another very impressive drive. 12 plays, 62 yards, and 4:17 off the clock of Travian Hargrove. 1 yard touchdown run to give Ruston a 28-21 lead.
And trust your kicker, Phillips here. He's put the ball in the end zone going that way before. Let him kick it deep. Best coverage on your kickoff team is when the kicker puts it in the end zone.
Into the end zone for a touchback. We'll start at the 20 with 6:17 to play. And now Airline down 7. Grabbed the momentum to start the half, recovering an onside kick, but Ruston's defense stood tall, got the ball back, and just went right down the field. And if you're Bo Meeks, you know right now you cannot stop Ruston's running attack. You must score when you have the ball.
No question. That's what they did to open up the half with the surprise onside, getting it, smart thinking. Let's see a now screen here to start things.
Run it left. Nice cutback. Finds 9 yards. That's a good cut. Finding green space with a nice cut was 26. Ravel Young. Good first down play. Ravel Young gets 9, 2nd and 1.
And you've got 3 on 2 to the wide side of the field. And we have the hydration
stoppage in time here with 6:03 to play in the third quarter. This hydration timeout brought to you by Powerade, the official sideline thirst quencher of the LHSAA. And this portion of tonight's game is being presented by Riverlands Insurance, meeting all your insurance needs, and a proud recipient of the Top Insurance Workplace Award for 2019 from Insurance Business America, Riverlands Insurance. Pope John Paul II, 10. Thomas Jefferson, 8, fourth quarter of that contest.
Both of those teams in need of a win here in week 3.
2nd and 1 of the 29. Garcia, the bubble screen, caught, looking for a block. Pouncey gets it. Pouncey evades a tackler. Pouncey holding on, fights forward to about the 38. Picks up 9 and a first down.
Great job by Airline selling the power play, holding the linebackers so they can't get out there to the perimeter to make plays. And then Airline wins on the perimeter. That's something they've done all night. So expect to see more now screens off of flash fakes from Garcia.
First down in a while for Airline at the 38-yard line. And a quarterback keep, and they've got it bottled up. Just defeating the block and making the play for Ruston was 45, Deontay Edwards.
Not much success for Airline running the football tonight. And a lot of that has to do with the dominant play up front led by Chop Burks for Ruston.
There's the bubble screen to Pouncey again. And he's out to about the 42. Give him the 43, a gain of 5. It's 3rd and 5.
Ruston is now daring Airline to run the football. They had a 5-man box, 3-man front. Commit more people to the perimeter. Stop those now screens.
5 catches and 43 yards for Pouncey. And it's 3rd and 5 at the 43.
Looked like Jalen Pennegar, junior defensive lineman for Ruston, limped off the field. 2nd best lineman for the Bearcats up front.
Low snap, rolling right, throw in the flat. Had to wait to catch it, and nope, they say he's down. Broke a tackle, which could have got him to the marker, but he's 2 yards short. So a good effort, but coming up short on the play, Jamal Johnson. Now a decision to be made. It's 4th and 2. You would think punt it, but the way that Ruston's running the ball, you might go for it.
Either that or you're going to run a fake punt here, which is quite possible. One of Airline's favorite fake punts is snap the ball to the up back and throw a pass. They've been successful with that before, or snap it to an up back and run power.
Well, they are lining up to punt it. Keep an eye on this one. Ruston looks like they're playing safe. They'll drop a single receiver deep. That is Tyler Mansfield. We'll punt it. Out of bounds at about the 26. So Ruston will get it back up 7 with 3:39 to play in the 3rd quarter, leading by 7, and a chance to finally establish some semblance of control in this game.
No question. Alex Garcia is the punter for Airline, also the quarterback, of course. It was interesting to see there if they would try and cook up their best fake there, but they elected to punt and pin him, and Coach Meeks says, hey, I'm going to trust the defense. I'm going to make them drive the football field. They have 73 yards to go. Maybe some ball security issues will come back into play, and we can force a turnover and stop a drive for once.
Good luck tonight to go Bearcats.
Ruston at its 27. You know what they want to do here. On the pitch to the short side. Again, that hasn't generated much. And short gain to the short side of the field. Griffin on the carry. Gets a yard, 2nd and 9.
Story of the last few drives. Airline wins defensively on 1st down. This is a critical.
Well, in particular when they don't run right at them.
Correct. Critical 2nd and long here. And again, that's something, Ruston, you want to put on film on 1st down. We're not going to run power, counter tray, or fullback dive. Let's throw the ball, or let's run option.
2nd and 9. Quarterback reverses field. Looking, throwing, and just threw it out of bounds. There's nobody there. That's got to be grounding.
That is definitely.
No question that's grounding, and that's going to cost him a down as well.
And a lot of times when you're a young quarterback like that, you watch a lot of college football and pro football, and you're out of the pocket, and hey, I'm going to throw it away, and it's legal, but it's not. So a lot of times you get crossed up with the differences in rules at the 3 levels of football.
Well, it's double jeopardy. So penalty and a loss of down, so it's going to be 3rd and long after the penalty is marked off. Again, they got away from what they do well. They ran wide And then they threw the ball, and it's been tackle to tackle that they've absolutely dominated this game. Now it's going to be third down from the 23-yard line and 14 yards to go.
Again, don't get bored with what you do best.
Right.
Don't get bored with monotony.
3rd and 14. And they go empty. And Purcell wants to throw it. He does. Bubble screen underneath, looking for the sideline. Not going to get very far. Harris will be knocked out of bounds at about the 29-yard line. So gain of about 7, but well short of a first down.
Ruston went trips to the field with a tight end to the top, motioned the back out, tried to widen some defenders, take them away from being able to play the perimeter screen to the bottom. And again, that's where your perimeter drill that you work and practice over and over again comes into play.
7 yards on the play for Harris, but a punting situation. Very high. Inside the 40. And Airline gets it back to 3-10. That was a huge stop. Huge stop. And the whole key came on first down. Now come down and win the next play, which they did. They got the second down for the first time. And who knows how long. And that would lead to that good Ruston third and long situation. That case third and extra long. They were able to win the perimeter drill, taking that from practice. Defeat the screen, short game on third down, make them punt. Now you got the ball, chance to tie the game, and go ahead with a successful extra point. They've got to find a way to get the ball with Daniel Smith. He hadn't touched it yet here in the second half. 6 catches, 134 yards, 2 touchdowns. Just unable to run the ball.
They're unable to run. Ruston's defensive front has completely dominated the game.
Loss of 2 to the 34 for Young, 2nd and 12.
And there, I think it was a pre-snap read there for Garcia, run inside zone or throw the now screen to the top. Ruston getting wise, putting a strong safety over the number 2 receiver.
Rolling left. Garcia, heavy pressure, evaded one, will not evade the next. Big sack back at the 24. Just great pressure. The sack by 44. That's Katravian Wright.
Smash concept by Airline, which they hit on the long corner out there to Smith earlier in the game in the second quarter. Unsuccessful, lack of protection there. Garcia able to elude the first rush defender from Ruston. Second one takes him down.
Loss of 9. Back to the 25. 3rd and 21. Screen, nothing. Tackle right away.
Green pass and a quick stop by number 4, Jordan Williams.
So just a great job there. And a punting situation. Young is tackled immediately.
Great job by the defensive front. Hey, if the offensive line is inviting you to come to the quarterback, they're not protecting. Hey, it's a screen, retrace your steps, make the play.
And another punt coming for Airline. They've been unable to sustain anything here. Punt is away. Wobbler. Good Airline bounce. Out of bounds. Or not out of bounds, stayed in bounds, and finally dead at the 35. Ruston gets it back at its own 35, a minute 10 to play in the third. Bearcats up 28-21. Bearcats trying to win their first game, trying to hand Airline its first loss. Ruston starts at its 10.
Back in 22 personnel, so guess what's coming?
Round and pound, baby. Flag down, though. This is going to set the back, probably. Hargrove gets about 7. Par for the course, but there is a flag down. And when you see it in the middle of the field there, it's typically a hold on the offense.
I'm sure Coach Meeks was on the side judge to his side of the field there, the head linesman. They're running power, counter tray. They've got to be holding, Mr. Official. They've got to be holding. Please tell the white hat to watch for holding. I'm sure he's let them know. A little bit more focus. Winning first down has been key. If it's 1st and 20, if you're Ruston, if you're Coach Ball, hey, stay with the ground game.
10-yard infraction, 1st and 20. It's 4 penalties, 40 yards on Ruston. Now they're at the 25 and off schedule. Run it inside left, 4 yards for Hargrove to make it 2nd and 16.
Build off of power and run counter tray here on 2nd and 16. Nothing wrong with that. Stay with what you're great at.
Chicking down in the 3rd quarter, 32 seconds and counting. Could be the final play of the quarter here. 2nd and 16. Purcell wants to throw it. Heavy rush. Flushed out, throws incomplete. Put it on the ground there. Really good pressure applied by 99 to Varick Woods. And 9 seconds to play in the 3rd.
2 second down wins in a row on consecutive series for the Airline defense. Huge putting Ruston in 3rd and extra long situations.
Got behind the chains with the holding call. Purcell now 5 of 16, 35 yards with an interception. 3rd down and 16. Run it inside, bounce it outside, looking for the corner, has a chance, and he might have the 1st down after all that. Hargrove does. Imagine that. But there is another flag, and it's probably coming back. Long developing play. Great job by Hargrove to get to the outside and outrun defenders to the marker, but hold everything.
Looked like Airline was playing with a 6-man box, playing man-free. When you do that, you can take your 3 receivers, run off your defenders on the run play, and even use your number 3 receiver to run to the free safety and block 2 defenders with 1 receiver because it's man-free. And if your guy kicks it to the outside, there's nothing but green grass.
Hargrove got 5, but then they lose 10 on the penalty. Back to the 23-yard line. 5 penalties and 50 yards. Just going to run it right and punt it. And that's the end of the 3rd quarter as Griffin able to get to the 31. And that'll be the end of the 3rd quarter. So at the end of 3, 28-21, Ruston on top. Our 4th quarter to come. We'll check in with Kate as well when we return. As we continue, you are watching the Allstate Sugar Bowl, LHSAA Thursday night football game of the week.
At Insure, the insurance agency, insurance solutions. Access your multiple insurance companies. We're able to provide our
Quarter begins. Ken Trahan, Eric Dell. We'll check in with Kate in a moment. High snap, pulled it down, got it away. Beautiful punt. Terrific punt. And Pouncey fumbled it, and Ruston has it. What a mistake there. Either fair catch it or let it go. Did neither, fumbled. And Ruston gets it in fantastic field position. What a turn of events. Big mistake.
Not only a 50-yard change in field position, but then you turned it over.
No doubt. And now Ruston has a chance to take control of this game. At the 20-yard line of Airline. And they're going to run a reverse. I mean, I'm not sure why you want to trick them here. And you lose 5. But didn't work, whatever the case may be. Going for the big play, I guess, but it didn't work.
Win first down is critical every drive. And one thing Airline's been doing well is winning first down on 3 consecutive drives now. Big key to holding them out of the end zone.
Promise we'll get to Kate here. First opportunity. 2nd and 15 after the loss of 5. Rolling right, Purcell has a man wide open, and he dives, and he caught it. Touchdown. Uncovered. That's what all the running does. Good call. Nice catch, P.J. Torber, and Ruston takes a 2-score lead.
Even with the ground and pound philosophy, you've got to be able to throw the football. You've got to be able to show your current opponent and future opponents that you can throw the football.
Phillips to try the extra point. Missed his last one. He's hooked some left. Or are they going to go for 2? Looks like they will. Trying to go for 2 here, up by 12. The other side, Channing blocked that kick. They're not kicking, by the way. Just saying. And he'll get in. Hargrove pounds it in. 2-point conversion, good. And with 11:08 to play, it's now 35-21. Ruston on top. Took advantage of the muff punt. So again, it was a muff punt that set this up. It gave them an opportunity. 35-21, our score. With that, let's check in on the sideline with Kate Adams. Kate, what do you have?
First National Bank, the uncommon bank in Trouncing, is the bank for Ruston High School athletics. We are proud of the accomplishments of all of our students.
Some of the Bearcats were asking, was I getting hyped up along with them? I said, yes, I was. It's nothing else you can do but get hyped up when you're standing literally in the middle of a ton of football players, and that's what they've got to do. They've got to play in all 4 quarters of this game if they want to get the win tonight. Back to you.
All right. Thank you, Kate. 35-21, Ruston on top now. Airline and pass mode, but that's really what they do best anyway.
2 scores set up by turnovers.
Yeah.
At the short side of the field.
On the run from the 5. Broken tackle out to about the 28. Carver takes a 24-20 lead over John Ehret. Late 3rd quarter. Good game.
Carver's kind of the real deal this year, beating Sangamon in week 1 and then in a slugfest last week with Brother Martin with the Crusaders prevailing 10-0.
Yeah, great defensive performance by Brother Martin. A good one by Carver too, but Brother Martin's pitched 2 shutouts already this year. Airline of the 28 must get something done here. Garcia. Big pressure. Ripped down. And gets that man again. Burks is there to rip him down. Chop Burks sacking Garcia. 3rd sack of the game for Ruston.
Unblockable. Burks and Pennergar up front. Forces to be reckoned with. Just need to get the ball to the perimeter. Be successful. Get your screen game going. Your now screen has been successful. Block the perimeter as they have been. Or sprint out. One of the easiest protections.
Heavy pressure again. Has to roll right under pressure. Got it off. And intercepted. Intercepted for the Bearcats. That
is number 16, Jordan Spencer, with a pick. And the Bearcats come up with their 4th turnover of the game.
Garcia coming up a little gingerly there.
He was under enormous pressure.
There's 6-man protection, unable to block the active Ruston front all night.
10:16 to play, and the Bearcats take over at the 33 of Airline, in control. A lot of running room here, and another first down. Hargrove straight ahead to about the 22.
Ruston's so physical at the point of attack. I've been saying all night they've been resetting the line of scrimmage. A lot of red into the 2nd and sometimes 3rd levels.
First down and 10 at the 22 after the gain of 11. Hargrove again. Inside the 20 to the 18, has 4 more.
Power again for the Bearcats. If the back just stays in the A gap there instead of looking to bounce it right away, you've got a huge play and may be able to walk into the end zone. So key on power. Be patient, stay in the A gap track, A gap to bounce.
20 carries, 101 yards for Hargrove now. And the touchdown, of course. 2nd and 6. Just a hard dive across the 15 to the 14. About a yard short of the first down. It's Wilson.
With the personnel change, you should get an H back here.
So it's 3rd down and a short 2 or a long 1. Take your pick. At the 14. Counter play with Griffin. Griffin picks his way to what looks like a first down at about the 12. He needed 2. It looks like he got 2.
Bearcats will bring in number 48, Leginald Lard, as the H-back. They'll pull the guard, and they'll wrap Lard around, who replaces the tackle on the counter tray.
1st and 10 at the 12. 8:35 and counting. Ruston up by 14 and threatening to add to that. Quick snap, dive play. Wilson broke a tackle. He's all the way down to the 1. Wilson gets 11 and a 1st and goal at the 1.
After 11 yards, working real hard, come right back, give him the ball, let him score. He's deserved it.
Well, you could really see this coming. Ruston just wearing Airline down.
No question, they've been driving the football up and down the field with their power run game. Dominant physical force up front, really on both sides of the football.
1st and goal of the 1. Straight dive, Wilson scores, standing up. Touchdown for Ruston. As Devion Wilson gets his first touchdown, and Ruston's lead increases to 41-21. Well, he deserved it, as you said, and he got it.
It'll be interesting to see when Airline comes back on offense, if Garcia comes back after limping off the field. See Phillips with this try, the extra point.
And Phillips has converted. 8:01 to play, 42-21, Ruston on top. Well, next Thursday night, the Allstate Sugar Bowl LHSAA Thursday night football game of the week is in New Orleans. The McDonough 35 Ron Eagles take on the Carver Rams. Join Eric, Kate, and me next Thursday at 7 on the LHSAA Live App or at CrescentCitySports.com. 2:15 off the clock, that drive. 6 plays, 67 yards. Or 6 plays, 33 yards, pardon me.
Interesting here when Phillips kicks toward the Louisiana Tech Fieldhouse. no touchbacks. When he kicks the opposite way toward the scoreboard, kicks it 5-7 yards deep with no wind.
You noticed that. It's pretty interesting.
Kickers.
Hard, high, deep end zone. There you go. Call that one.
Yep, proving them wrong. Hey, prove me wrong. That's fine.
Had to say it.
No question.
Tomorrow night, more high school football coming on Crescent City Sports, as well as Cox Sports Television, when LSU commit TJ Finley and the Ponchatoula Green Wave take on the Brother Martin Crusaders. You can catch the action tomorrow at 7 on CST and at CrescentCitySports.com. That's Ponchatoula and Brother Martin tomorrow at 7 on CrescentCitySports.com.
What fellow Brother Martin alum geniuses will be providing color for you?
I have no idea. You tell me. Quick throw outside. That's caught. Nice cut. And a first down across the 30 and out to about the 33-yard line. First reception of the game by Thomas Williams. First down, gain of 13.
Now screen on first down. Been successful all night for Airline. Nothing different that we haven't seen.
13 yards and a first down. Screen pass coming. Nope, incomplete.
Immediately identified by the front. 3-by-1 formation with the single receiver to the boundary aligned really tight. He's going to go crack a linebacker at the next level so that they can slip the back out for the running back screen to the boundary.
2nd and 10 at the 33. Garcia in trouble. Garcia sacked. Again, the pressure just too much. Deontay Edwards there. That's 4th sack of the game for Ruston.
Airline trouble all night handling the front for the Bearcats in their 5- and 6-man protection. Even when they commit the back into protection, they're really struggling in their protection of Alex Garcia.
From the 28 now, 3rd down and 15. Rolling right, looking, throwing, deep, jump ball, great catch. Cross midfield and into Ruston territory to the 49. Pouncey caught it and a first down, 23 yards.
7-man protection there. They sprinted, used the back
There's a long pass and a tackle by number 16.
to the sprint outside. They took the H and hinged him in protection on the backside.
6th catch for Pouncey and 66 yards. To about the 43 here. On the reception is Daniel Smith. He finally gets the ball here.
Yeah, we haven't seen much of Smith in the second half. Big reason why Airline put up as many points and yards in the first half. Smith, haven't seen him.
2nd and 4. Heavy pressure again. Throws incomplete. Good effort.
Great effort by the receiver to work on the scramble drill. Garcia to elude the rush there. Work scramble drill at least once a week. It's something you work on as an offensive coach. Have that in once a week. It's going to come in at some point, probably multiple times during your game.
From the 43 now. 3rd and 4. Nice throw. That'll be a first down. Daniel Smith across the 30. Look at Smith go to the 24. He is a good football player. 19 yards and a first down. And late flags come down after the play.
Find ways to get 5 to football. A little extracurricular activity between defensive back for Ruston and Smith. Could be offsetting penalties.
Kind of hope so, and you kind of hope the play stands, right?
Sure. And you kind of hope that no one's ejected.
Right. It happened after the play by and large. Unsportsmanlike. Ruston. And it is on Ruston, so no retaliation.
Unsportsmanlike conduct on Ruston.
So this will cost the Bearcats half the distance to the goal. Should be to the 12-yard line. Somehow it ends up at the 9. How does the 24 get to the 9? That should be half the distance to the goal. Not a 15-yard penalty, guys. Just saying. Ball's inside the 25. I think they figured that out.
They figured it out. They got it. There we go. Are the Saints playing?
Stop it.
Okay.
That's amazing, isn't it? To watch that happen. 3 consecutive games for New Orleans. I don't think Saints fans use the word amazing, though.
No, they don't.
Clock stops because we should have a hydration break. That's what we're having. Hydration timeout brought to you by Powerade, the official sideline thirst quencher of the LHSAA. Again, next Thursday night, the Allstate Sugar Bowl LHSAA Thursday night football game of the week is in New Orleans. As the McDonough 35 Ron Eagles and the Carver Rams battle. You can join Eric, Kate, and me next Thursday at 7 on the LHSAA Live App or CrescentCitySports.com. Hope you will. Look forward to it. 1st and 10 at the 12 when play resumes with 5:57 to play in the game. Ruston in control, 42-21, but Airline threatening. Of course, Ruston, one of the historic programs in Louisiana, 8 state championships, tied for 8th all time in the state of Louisiana in championships with Jesuit, West Monroe, and Lutcher. Quick snap. Garcia throws. Incomplete.
Incomplete pass.
Unable to make connections. Clock stops. 2nd and 10.
Mesh concept, change it up a little bit. Usually in the mesh, you have both inside receivers will run drag routes, meet each other across. They can slap hands. What they did that time was the outside receiver to the Airline sideline ran the deep drag with the inside receiver to the Ruston sideline. So change it up a little bit. Give Ruston defenders a different look.
2nd and 10 at the 12. Blitz on. Got it off. Beautiful throw, but couldn't keep his balance. If he could have, he might have scored, but unable to do so was Rovell Young.
Again, mesh concept with the 2 inside receivers and then flare the back, hit the back as the linebackers for Ruston pay attention to the 2 shallow crossers.
Let's go, Bearcat fans. Make some noise for your defense.
3rd down and 9 from the 11. Snap it. Blitz on. Throws. Diving effort, but incomplete. So it goes incomplete. And it's going to be 4th down.
Great pickup there by the back for Airline. Great job in their 6-man protection where the back really comes into play, protecting Garcia there.
4th and 9 yards to go from the 11. Last gasp here for the Vikings.
Let's go, Bearcat fans.
4 receivers, twins to either side. Garcia looking. Garcia throwing. It is caught. And it should be a 1st down, if not a touchdown, inside the 1. Daniel Smith caught it, driven back, and he's got a 1st and goal at the 1.
Great grab there by Smith. I think you're going to spread them out here, go doubles, and run quarterback ISO.
1st and goal at the 1. And he slipped, and the quarterback is they're gonna say he's down with a knee. Lost yardage. Tried to pull it, but the running back Young went down.
You're going to get quarterback ISO or zone read there with the pull.
Well, they just haven't been able to run the ball at all. Loss of 3 to the 4. Looking, throwing, flat, beautiful throw,
Good job.
touchdown. Nice throw. Got it over the defender. Well done to Young, and a 4-yard touchdown to make it 42-27.
Convert the kick here, and then you've assembling your kickoff team on the sideline. Right now, letting them know, hey, we're going to go with our best onside kick.
Extra point attempt. Tinkus has it up, and he has it through the goalposts. So, 4:49 to play, 42-28, Ruston on top. Got to be an onside kick, correct?
No question. With 4:49 left, give yourself your best opportunity. You usually have more than one onside kick attempt here. You're one that you're most successful at, the one that your kicker's most comfortable with. You go to him, hey, which one you like the best? We're going to use that. You already know that, but go get him, go ask him, and let's execute it.
A 13-play drive, 80 yards. .312 off the clock.
Ruston, of course, has their hands team out. Sometimes tough to find an opposing team's onside kick look that you'll see. Sometimes you got to go back a couple of years. Airline will have to have 4 men on one side of the formation.
There's the kick, but
and there's
the
a
whistles
penalty
and
because
flags.
there were 7 men on this side of the formation. So it's whistle dead before the attempt can even get off.
Want to salute our folks making this possible tonight. Sadie Rylander along with Delaney Balmas and Andrew Holson. We appreciate you very much. So the penalty enforced. 5 penalties, 38 yards on Airline. A couple of holding calls on Ruston, but otherwise penalties have not played a role in this game.
And they have a numbers advantage here
to the
Ruston sideline.
Ruston sideline.
6 on 4.
Right. No adjustment made by Ruston. Ball bouncing, and Ruston's got it. Good job by Hargrove to get on it at the 45. And Ruston now will try to just chew up the clock here with 4:49 to play. And if you're Airline, you got to commit 9 people to the box here, don't you?
Without a doubt. Probably going to be in 22 personnel and run power, counter tray, and give the ball to the fullback, Wilson, who's had a tremendous night.
From the 45. Hargrove, gigantic hole, and a first down, 11 yards to the Airline 44.
Number 9, Hargrove up the middle.
He's got 112 yards rushing now.
First down, Bearcat.
A gap to bounce there. He bounced it 1 gap over in the B and then got downhill, put his right foot in the ground, got downhill, got us 11.
This offensive line has just dominated this game. You got Griffin with 72 yards, Wilson 82, and Hargrove 112 rushing.
No math major, but they're approaching 300.
275 officially. Brosell's got 9 yards. Broke a tackle, cuts in, 30, and still fighting. Another first down for Hargrove. Can't get him on the ground as he pounds it to the 26 for 18 more yards and another first down.
Just at this point, it's one of those Muhammad Ali versus Chuck Wepner fights, if you remember that one.
Oh, yeah.
Inspiration for Rocky, of course, but at this point, hey, Chuck Wepner hung in tough with him, but in those later rounds, Ali just went to work and throwing body blows, the occasional jab, and just continued to pound him.
18 yards, first down at the 26. Clock under 4 minutes now. Hargrove again. Cuts back. Hargrove inside the 20. Down to about the 18. Gets 8 more.
Hargrove again with a gain of 9 yards.
So Hargrove continues to wear out this defense.
And get closer and closer to 300 yards.
That's 301 right there. Just went over 300 as a team with that run. You rush for 300 yards, there's virtually no way you're going to lose a football game.
Yeah, I'd like to know the percentage.
Yeah.
If you have 300 yards rushing against you, what are the percentages of you winning?
2nd and 1. Griffin gets the call, knocked down. Close to the first down, depends on the mark. Might be a half a yard short. And he will be. Give him 1 yard. It's 3rd and 1.
Purcell, good fake. Selling and then faking, something that Ruston is going to see.
Airline takes time out with 2:33 to play.
Something that they may want to put on film is sell power and have Purcell, the quarterback, pull and keep. Airline really committing to the run here. Maybe not this time on 3rd and 1, but after getting the first down, maybe on 1st and 10, putting that on film.
2:33 left, 3rd down and 1 from the 17-yard line, and a 14-point lead for Ruston.
Been a tale of 2 games, 2 styles. Ruston, ground and pound, power, counter tray, fullback dive. Airline, big playing you with their offense.
On 3rd and 1. Whistle sounds before the fullback gets the ball. Houston 28, Tulane 21 in the 3rd quarter of their contest tonight. This will be an offside against Ruston. 7th penalty on the Bearcats and 67 yards.
Probably had a helmet in the neutral zone from one of their offensive linemen. Good to see Tulane fighting back to within 1 score. Willie Fritz doing a great job with the Green Wave. Wherever he's been as a head coach, he's really had a top-notch program.
3rd and 6 now from the 21. Clock at 2:30 to play. Airline with 2 timeouts left. Run the fullback. Get the first down and more. Inside the 10, 1st and goal at the 9. Wilson gets 13 on a straight dive.
No answer from the Airline defense all night. It's too physical, too aggressive at the point of attack. Reset the line of scrimmage all night.
1st and goal at the 9.
The rushing yard tally just continues to pile up for the Bearcats.
Very impressive. Airline really had a chance in this game due to turnovers early. They took advantage and got on top, but just a better team physically is going to prevail here this evening. Wilson again. Bounced off 1, bounced off 2. He scores. Touchdown. Wilson, 9-yard touchdown, and the lead grows to 48-28.
Just the story of the night, how dominant the front has been for Ruston on both sides of the ball. I watched the ball get off for Airline's defensive front there. They're still coming after. Great effort, but just physical dominance from the Ruston front.
Wilson with his 2nd touchdown, and he's over 100 yards at 104 in the game. Extra point by Phillips is good. 1:52 to play. Ruston 49, Airline 28.
Ruston, a team to be reckoned with in 2-5A. They will move to 1-2 on the year, facing one of the better teams in the state in Archbishop Rummel next week.
Another intriguing matchup. We'll have that game on radio in the New Orleans market on 106.1 FM Nash Icon and at NashFM1061.com. It's an afternoon game. Afternoon and better, to say the least. And a team that's big and physical, runs the ball well, I might provide some advantage there. You're
going to have a team that has been dominant round on offense like Ruston. Ruston, a team that is led by their defense. So many future players on that side of the ball.
Kickoff to the end zone touchback. That's an intriguing matchup. Almost got another really difficult game at Hattiesburg against Oak Grove, Mississippi tomorrow night. A team that's 3-0 and averaging over 40 points a game, loaded with skill. But I like what these really good teams on the select side are doing. They're playing great schedules. John Curtis, Catholic Baton Rouge, Archbishop Rummel, playing really challenging schedules.
Without a doubt, and those are the three teams that are at the top of the select Division I bracket.
Well, they were last year and looked the part early this year. First and 10 at the 20. New quarterback in the game, bounced it. Pass falls incomplete. Getting some playing time here is number 11, Gavin Ashworth.
Tried to now screen on first down, something we've seen all day. Something that Ashworth has probably done hundreds of times. Just bounced it a little bit there. Maybe a little bit anxious here at seeing his first action.
It's a game situation, sure. Stopped the clock with 1:48 left, 2nd and 10. And a whistle sounds. Again, you get a new quarterback and things don't seem to go as sharply. False start. Different cadence.
Unfamiliar voice, different cadence. That's something you'll see with the Saints coming up.
Yeah, we saw it last week.
How the offense reacts to Bridgewater, and then maybe some snaps that Taysom Hill gets in there as well, because Drew Brees takes every possible snap that he can in every segment of practice.
Just going to run it inside now. Bounced it outside. Nice move. Staying outside and going out of bounds. He'll stop the clock again. New running back in the game for Airline is number 17, Raybon. So Raybon got the carry, made a nice run. Up to the 29-yard line. A gain of 14. And now the quarterback fumbled the ball. It's going to be returned and tackled inside the 10-yard line. Another turnover in the game, this one by Airline. And the fumble recovery made by number 4, Jordan Williams, is the quarterback. Ashworth could not hold on. Third turnover for Airline.
You might expect to see Ruston go to victory formation here and take a knee.
Well, there's 1:29 left. If they do, Airline won't call timeout, I'm sure. So it's first and goal from the 6-yard line with 1:29 to play.
New quarterback in
well,
for
then
the
on the other hand, I
Bearcats.
was going to say that they might run plays because they're getting some new players in the game. And you can't argue with that if you're Airline. New running back in the game as well, Jeremiah Green. And they will take a knee. It's class act. Jared Baugh, just nothing but class there. You got to give him a lot of credit.
They took a snap there with 10 men. Still had 7 on the line of scrimmage. You can have 8 on the field. As long as you have 7 on the line of scrimmage, you're okay. Exactly. No reason to try and score even with new players in. Come in and execute the simplest and best play and formation in football. Victory. Take a knee.
54 seconds left. And there's a knee. And we look at the play clock. And they do not have to snap it again. This one's over. So the Ruston Bearcats are going to walk off a 49-28 winner over Airline tonight.
Ruston really showing its dominance on both sides of the football, being patient and really executing their power counter tray and fullback runs, really setting the tone, making it a physical game, which that's what they want to do, and showing that they're not really a team that deserve to be 0-2.
So 49-28 victory, and you look at what they did tonight. They just ran the ball beautifully. And Travian Hargrove, 138 yards and a touchdown. Damian Wilson, 104 yards, 2 touchdowns. DeAndre Griffin, 73 yards and 3 touchdowns. What a 1-2-3 punch that was tonight for Ruston, Eric.
And I don't think you'll see anything different next week, even with an opponent that will be much more formidable on defense than Archbishop Rummel Raiders. It should be a fun matchup to see how they scheme up their defense to match up against this power run game that Ruston has.
Pope John Paul II beat Thomas Jefferson 10-8 was the final, and that defensive struggle tonight. 313 yards rushing tonight for the Ruston Bearcats. That will get it done every time. Players shaking hands, and Kate's ready, so let's check in with Kate with Victoria's head coach Jared Baugh.
Thanks,
Kate.
guys. Well, Coach, congratulations on your first win of the season. One of the things you told me, your keys to the game, was basically to play a complete 4 quarters of football. How do you think your team did tonight?
Well, I think we did okay. We struggled early, making some mistakes like we talked about at halftime, but I think we got those things straight. The thing I told the kids, too, was just we needed to keep playing hard and clean up our ball game, and we'd be okay.
Well, your team motto is earn it. So did they at least earn this one tonight?
Well, I think we earned this one. We'll see about next week.
All right, I want to talk about some guys on your offense, Jaden Purcell, DeAndre Griffin. Tell me a little bit about your offense and what you were impressed with from tonight.
Well, I think our offensive line did a very good job making some holes for our running backs, and Jaden did a really good job reading our option stuff and being a little more efficient with some things in the play action pass.
Well, definitely some improvement, at least in this week's game. So good luck the rest of the season, and congratulations on the win tonight, Coach.
Thank you very much.
Thank you. Guys.
All right, thank you very much, Kate. So impressive. Ruston in the second half pulled away to win 49-28 here this evening. And as mentioned, 313 yards rushing for Ruston in the game. Garcia, by the way, passed for 265 yards, 3 touchdowns for Airline. He was very good. Daniel Smith, 9 catches, 169 yards. So Airline had its stars, but it was all about throwing the ball, whereas on the other side of the coin, it was all about the fact that Ruston ran the ball simply too well for Airline to handle here tonight, Eric.
No question, and Ruston will have Rummel next week, as we've mentioned a number of times, but really sets them up well for 2-5A. 2-5A really looks to be a tough league with West Monroe, Ruston, Ouachita, and improved West Ouachita program as well. So 2-5A looks to be tough, and Airline showed some things tonight that, hey, they're going to make life miserable for some 1-5A opponents down the road too.
Well, next Thursday night, the Allstate Sugar Bowl LHSAA Thursday night game of the week is in New Orleans. McDonough 35 Ron Eagles take on the Carver Rams. Join Eric, Kate, and me next Thursday at 7 on the LHSAA Live App or on CrescentCitySports.com. And by the way, tomorrow night, watch more high school football on Crescent City Sports and on Cox Sports Television when LSU commitment TJ Finley and the Ponchatoula Green Wave take on the Brother Martin Crusaders. Catch the action tomorrow at 7 on CST and at CrescentCitySports.com. 2 good games. We look forward to that. Final thoughts tonight, Eric?
Again, Ruston really showing its physical dominance up front on both sides of the ball. And they look like a team that if they stay away from injury, they get to throw the ball a little bit better, and they continue to not get bored with the monotonous power, counter tray, fullback run plays that when they get into the playoffs in the 5A bracket, they've really got a shot to be a legitimate quarterfinal team.
Indeed. Well, it's been a pleasure. A lot of fun here tonight, Eric. It's been great having you once again.
Thanks a lot, Ken. I really enjoyed this. And, hey, hats off to Airline as well, getting behind and just continuing to deal with the blows that Ruston dealt them and continuing to fight and put up some yards through the air. If they find a little bit of a running game, they have a shot to do really well in 1-5A to make a little bit of a run in the 5A playoffs as well.
No doubt about that. We want to thank Sadie Rylander once again for a job well done. Also, thanks to Delaney Bomas and Andrew Holson for the outstanding work they did tonight. Of course, thanks to Kate Adams as well. And our salute to Eddie and Bert and the entire LHSAA community for helping make this possible here this evening. Thanks for joining us again. The Allstate Sugar Bowl LHSAA Thursday night football game of the week in New Orleans next week, as mentioned, McDonough 35 and Carver. Once again, your final score tonight was Ruston 49, Airline 28. For Eric Held, Kate Adams, and our Crescent City Sports production team, I'm Ken Trahan saying thanks for joining us and be a good sport. God bless you one and all. We are rounding third and heading home. So long.